You're really feeding off this energy. We can tell.
Well, I hope I'm not overdoing it, but it's fun, And it occurred to me as I was driving home last night. First of all, I've had so much fun with Will Middlebrooks, and so that's part of it. Where he and I just kind of see the game the same way, and there's a chemistry and an energy between us. So that part of it has really lifted me up, and I really enjoy that. But as I was driving home, I thought, this is how it's supposed to be for the Red Sox, but it hasn't been for the majority of the time that I've been here, And so it's really cool to be a part of a year where it feels more normal for the Red Sox to excel. And, I promise you that, every home run and every rally will not sound that way, but I just think the way the season started, and the people who are involved in some of these moments, like I think, all the Devers stuff is its own animal, right? And so that brings out some real enthusiasm. All of us are pulling so hard for Trevor's story because of what he's been through. So the home run he hit in the home opener, that really juiced us all up. And then the Bregman piece of this thing is, it's just, you cannot overstate what he's meant to this whole group. So to see him hit his first home run and throw the Wally mask on, that was awesome. But we're having fun with it, and hopefully people are enjoying it along with us.
It seems like the team's certainly enjoying it as well. You mentioned it, but Bregman was just a menace last night. Devers, too, a perfect 4 for 4 from the plate. It seemed like the Red Sox were really seeing the ball well, and definitely were doing well with some home cooking over at Fenway Park against a Cardinals pitching staff that I was kind of worried about going into that series, but the Red Sox made mincemeat of them. It seemed like watching them bust out that way. In particular, Devers, who continues to bounce back from the tough start. It seems like everyone's really rallying around him.
Yeah, and even Rafaela, who was like the lone survivor, the guy who did not get anything going offensively, he had a big night at the plate last night. So it's amazing, Christian, how much we've talked about Rafi in this offseason and all the things that are surrounding him as the DH, and the overreactions were off the charts incredible. And look, I understand the frustration that some people feel with his comments and kind of his attitude in spring training. But we've all gotten to know this guy, the player, the hitter, for long enough to know that 1 week is no reason to panic with him. He's too good. He's too talented. And for all the people who wanted him out of town and were so upset with him, watch the team when he's good. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And now you bolt on guys like Wilyer Abreu and like Alex Bregman, and all of a sudden Story's hot, and they're just getting production all over the place. The lineup is outstanding when Devers is swinging it. And, I want to be careful a little bit this week here and even in Chicago because the conditions are so bad. It is so cold and damp and not conducive to hitting. But if we were sitting here in June, Christian, after the night and the weekend that he just had, I would tell you he's going to hit 5 home runs this week. That's just the way this player works. I've never seen anything like it where one swing gets him going and then he just takes off and carries the team for a week or two. Again, I think the weather might change that, but he certainly looks as good as he has in a long time.
Will Fleming, all throughout the offseason, there were rumors swirling around about a guy who's in town right now, Vlad Guerrero Jr., possibly they didn't want to pay him. They might put him on the trade block. They might do all this. It looks like now that Vlad Guerrero Jr. is a team in the AL East is very much going to be in our lives for at least a decade and a half, it looks like now, huh?
Yeah, well, he was outspoken. He loves the Red Sox. Had they not done this, I think it is a very high probability that he would have been the first baseman for the Red Sox next year. I really do. He loves it here. The Red Sox understand the fit with the player, the right-handed bat. He destroys Fenway Park. It would have been really fun. I think it's good for the Blue Jays and probably good for the AL East that he stays put. Now, I don't know what else they're going to have around him. They got so many other free agents. They made the big splash with Alejandro Kirk. They got this good pitching staff to the Blue Jays. But I think what happened there, Christian, is the people who own Rogers and the Blue Jays have so much money, and they couldn't get it done in the offseason. They were probably separated by all reports, maybe like 30, 40 million bucks, which kind of boggles the mind. If they lost him I think they would have had an empty ballpark. Seriously. I mean, the whole point of this thing, and we all went through this with Devers and obviously with Mookie and others, but the point of Major League Baseball, the entire endeavor is to get lucky enough to identify, find, and sign and develop your own young superstars. And I mean, that's what this dude is. And he might not be Aaron Judge. He might not be Shohei Ohtani, but he's in the upper echelon of players, and he's theirs. And so I think if they had let him walk, there would have been riots in the street of Toronto. Probably not literally. They're too nice up there, but you know what I mean. And so I'm glad in a way that they resolved it and that he'll anchor their team for a while. I will not enjoy seeing him at Fenway as a visitor for a decade and a half, as you say.
Yeah, you and me both. Let's talk about the Red Sox pitching staff a little bit here. A sort of up and down weekend, I would say, for the starters. I thought Dobbins looked good last night in the work that he had there. He danced around some hits and things like that. And then Richard Fitz, who's going tonight. In his first start, I thought was very good against Texas. I thought he pitched really well. Didn't end up picking up the win there. What did you see in that first start from him, and what do you expect to see from him tonight?
Well, he was awesome, and then in the sixth inning, he just made one mistake to Adolis Garcia that ruined his whole start. And, you know, that was a night that I'm totally for what Alex Cora did that day, which is kind of buck the trend against, like, the modern analytical mind that says, okay, we got a guy who's young in the big leagues. He's gotten through 5 innings. He's faced the lineup a couple of times. Let's not push him a third time. I mean, it backfired. He hung a pitch to Adolis Garcia that went 700 feet. But the way the bullpen was set up right there in Texas, he was awesome. I think the inning before was a 7-pitch inning. And so I totally understood the decision to run him back out there. It didn't work, but Fitz was great. I mean, he really was. And the one thing about him that he sort of is the embodiment of the Andrew Bailey philosophy is throw, strike, one. Attack, attack, attack. Get ahead of these hitters. And the Blue Jays are very much that way. I mean, they're a lot like the Baltimore Orioles in that way, where if you're ahead in the count and the pitcher has any leverage at all, it's a totally different thing. If you're behind, like tonight, baseball is hard to play but simple to sort of evaluate, right? Like if Bichette gets a little ground ball hit to open the inning and then it's 2-1 to Vlad Guerrero in the first inning, bad things are going to happen. But if you get ahead in counts, they are swing happy, these Blue Jays are. So I think Fitz can attack them and have a good night.
All right, before we let you go here on the subject of pitching depth, the Red Sox actually traded away a little bit of pitching depth today. Quinn Priester going to the Milwaukee Brewers, a team that desperately needs some help in their rotation. Cortez just went down with an injury. They're decimated over there in Milwaukee. Red Sox get an outfield prospect back, Yofuri Rodriguez. I hope I'm saying that right. What do you make of this trade and the overall pitching depth here? It seems like the Red Sox feel pretty secure with it.
I absolutely love it. I love it. I mean, this is sort of that second level stuff that you brought Craig Breslow over to do. I mean, look, prospects are hard to predict, right? You never know what a 19-year-old outfielder is going to do, but people love him. They love the tool, so you hope that he becomes a really important part of your future. But more than that, Christian, when you get all this money in the spending pool and the 33rd pick in the draft, that's the way teams now gain a competitive edge in baseball. The money, the flexibility to manipulate the draft and spread it around across picks. To me, it's an absolute slam dunk, no-brainer. Because, you know, we saw Quinn Priester in spring training, and the story was he was going to make this massive jump in velocity, throw harder, and really control things. But that didn't happen. And listen, one of the most important skills that any baseball club can do is scout their own players. That's the most important thing you can do. Know who's a stud and who's not. There's a reason that Marcelo Meyer and Anthony and Campbell are not here. But they know who Priester is. They were with him for all of spring training. They feel very comfortable sending him out. And to your point, it's a desperate team in Milwaukee. You never know, again, with these players, and I hope Quinn Priester does well. He's a talented kid. I've talked to him a couple times. He's plenty lovely, right? You hope he has a good career. But I bet you that most other GMs in the game are thinking, my God, Craig Breslow just pulled off a great deal, and that's certainly the way I feel about it.
All right, Will Fleming, we look forward to the call of the game and your sit-down with Alex Cora, which we'll have next. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you. We'll hear from you again very soon.
My pleasure. He was absolutely fantastic today. I think you'll really enjoy. Alex is feeling it a little bit. We did not talk about Jarren Duran, and I know you've talked about it, but I loved his comments to the media about, Jarren saving lives and all that stuff. But I felt like that had been handled by Alex and Jarren. So I didn't ask Alex about that, but a lot of other things, and I think you'll enjoy that chat.
All right, sounds great. Will Fleming, thanks so much. We look forward to the call.
Thanks, man.
All right, that is Will Fleming, voice of the Boston Red Sox. Coming up next, you will hear him sitting down with Alex Cora. That's presented by your New England Ford dealers. I'm Christian Arcand. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. We'll hear from the manager, Alex Cora, next.
Si usted es residente de Rhode Island mayor de 55 años o vive con una discapacidad, el Centro de Recursos para el Envejecimiento y la Discapacidad de Rhode Island, o ADRC, puede apoyarle. Obtenga orientación profesional gratuita sobre el cuidado a largo plazo, Medicare, vivienda y más. Llame al 401-462-4444 para hablar con ADRC o busque RIADRC en línea. Servicio de la Oficina para el Envejecimiento Saludable de Rhode Island.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CRV. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CRV.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details. Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another, and don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation, but then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those three listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Se você tem mais de 55 anos ou vive com uma deficiência, o Centro de Recursos para o Envelhecimento e Deficiência de Rhode Island, ou ADRC, é o seu ponto de apoio. Receba orientação grátis de cuidados de longo prazo, como Medicare, habitação e muito mais. Disque 401-462-4444 para falar com o ADRC ou busque RADRC online. Isso é um serviço do Escritório de Envelhecimento Saudável de Rhode Island.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Boston runs on hard work. The construction crews, the truck drivers, the nurses. You built this city, and now it's time to recognize the people who make it all happen. Catches Law and The Greg Hill Show want you to nominate a hardworking hero who deserves to be honored.
Hello, this is Sean Flaherty, managing partner at Catches Law Group. And you know what we do. We fight for workers when they get hurt. But today, we're here to honor them. If you know someone who deserves the recognition, go to WeBuiltThisCity.com and nominate them now.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. It's the Red Sox and the Blue Jays in the first of a 4-game set at Fenway Park. And just to issue a quick correction, starting pitcher for Toronto tonight, Jose Barrios. That is getting the nod there. It's going to be Easton Lucas tomorrow night for your Blue Jays in Game 2. Before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora, and Alex Cora on WEEI, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Here with Alex Cora is Will Fleming.
The red-hot Red Sox open a series with the Toronto Blue Jays, and here with the manager, Alex Cora. Alex, yesterday was just a fabulous day. You guys are on a great run. You walk it off in Game 1. What a fight that was in the 9th and 10th innings, and just kind of rolled it over into the night game.
Yeah, we did a lot of good things. There's a few things that we got to keep getting better, which is a great thing, right? We're not going to stop working. But overall, you know, doubleheaders are tough at this level. And, you know, the pitching did enough. They did actually Sean did a good job, and Hunter in the second game was amazing and gave us a chance to win the ball game. And the offense, we talk about it in between games, that it was going to be either or. Either they were going to score a lot of runs or we were going to score a lot of runs, because both teams were limping towards the game, right, with the bullpen. And we did an outstanding job early in the game, and we got to the bullpen, and we scored a lot of runs and gave us some breathing room, and we were able to sweep the doubleheader.
All right, we got a lot of good things to talk about, but I'm really curious about what you just said. So from your seat, what are those couple things that you'd like to get better at?
I think yesterday there were a few things defensively that we're not that type of team, you know, so we have to clean that up. Base running wise, we made some mistakes, although the Romy one I liked, you know, yeah. Verlander, he was aggressive. Connor, that one is not acceptable there. So we just got to keep preaching. We talk to the players, we keep teaching them, and the most important thing here is that, you know, everybody's aware of what we need to improve, and we're going to keep working at it.
You know, that 9th inning and into the 10th, what's amazing about it is sort of the fight within at-bats. I mean, Rafi 0-2, Bregman constantly fighting out of 0-2 counts. What does it tell you, and how does it make you feel that your guys just do not go into any panic at all?
Yeah, that's something Pete has been telling the group, that the same way you can fall 0-2, you can get back to the bat and you're 2-2. You just got to make sure you're hunting pitches in the strike zone. And we've done a pretty good job of it. The other thing we're doing is hitting the ball hard, you know, and we've been on the fastball the last 5 games, right? So we got to continue doing that. Be on time, which is the most important thing. I truly believe that that's the mark of a good hitter. You're on time. You can do whatever you want with the baseball. When you're late, you're going to commit to certain bad pitches, and you're going to chase.
So Willier stays stupid hot. The Netflix show comes out at midnight tonight. One of my favorite scenes from the whole thing. We all remember when his grandma actually passed away, and he hits the 2 home runs in Texas. But there's a pinch hit spot here for Tyler O'Neill, and you had this gut feeling because he'd been going through it. His teammates revere him in that room, the guy, but the player and the man. What's it like for you to know him so closely and watch him flourish like this?
No, he's cool, to be honest with you. There's no other word. You know, he's cool to coach him, cool to manage him. The guy's a good player. He's a good athlete. And since we call him up, you can see it, right? He's going to be really, really good. Just the at-bat is different. Last year, after he got hurt, I really think he became pull happy. And that's the reason he starts swinging and missing a lot, especially up in the zone. Now he's staying on pitches. That ball he hit yesterday, he just touched it, right? And it was off the wall. He's more agile. He's not in better shape, but he's a different body compared to last year. Not as big. It's a lot easier for his body. And just a joy of a person, and obviously he has twins, so that makes him cooler.
Yeah, you've got these great instincts in the dugout. We always talk about it, the in-game decision-making. Was there a time as a player you started to sort of have that click? Because this is not some new thing for you. Do you remember when you started to be able to sort of predict what was going to happen in a game, just on gut feel?
Whenever Tito used me as a pinch hitter, I was like, this is not going to work.
So obviously you had a feeling about Rafi. I mean, he's just ridiculous this way, where one swing can unlock him, and it certainly has. Have you ever been around a guy like this, where one swing can get him going?
The really good ones, they do that. The unique thing about Rafi is that you can talk about his hands, his footwork, and it's just different. It's just different. He gets away with moves that others cannot do, and that's the reality of it. So we always talk about it. You always ask me, we're one swing away, right? Yeah, line drive to left field. I was excited by the double in Baltimore because he got his first hit, but then he hit that ball to left center against a lefty, and from there, the field opens up for him. And not too many people are talking about the plate discipline. He's been amazing. He's not chasing pitches. That walk yesterday, it was 3-2, 100 on the outside part of play. He took it like he knew, right? And you talk about instincts and all that, right? I think he operates the same way. And when things are going good, he's looking for something and he gets it, and yesterday he put some great swings, and hopefully he can continue doing that tonight.
Nothing better than a great debut in the major leagues. It's different for a starting pitcher for the first time because they're alone there on the mound. Looking up at 4 decks at Fenway Park, I thought Dobbins, he looked the part yesterday. What'd you make of his debut?
It was great. Actually, I got to give credit to Ramon. Ramon put that back pick at second base. We got him out, and from there, he was able to breathe. It was first and second, first inning, things are going fast. Boom, we got the out, things slowed down, and then after that, he started mixing his pitches, used the breaking ball, the split, good fastball, and he gave us more than enough. We needed that. We needed him to go 5 innings, and he did an amazing job.
What goes into that? Did Ramon see like a big secondary lead? What did he see there to put that play on?
Just a lot of work in the video room, just watching what's going on, and gut feeling too. He's a middle infielder. He understands how people move out there, and he felt like he needed to help the kid in that situation. We did it with Fitz last year in his first game. Same thing. Credit to PD, credit to the AAA staff, because they work on stuff like that. So when they come here, they don't act surprised. You hear that drop glove pick, and you don't panic. You execute, and he did great. It was amazing.
So Alex Bregman just named the AL Player of the Week. It's amazing in a team sport, and baseball's the ultimate team sport, what an impact one human being can have on an entire group and room. What has he meant to this team through the first 10 days?
It's just the player. He's a complete player. He's a good base runner. He wants to be the best defender. He wants to be the best hitter. And how you accomplish that, you take everything very serious, and I think you talk baseball 24/7. That's all he does. That's all he cares. He loves his family. He loves baseball, and he loves his teammates. And in 2 weeks, you can feel it here, right? Like the people are falling in love with that kid, and I saw it in 17. I seen it from the opposition, right? Just watching him, just taking over. That organization went through a lot after we made our mistake, and it felt like he took charge and he decided, you know what, we have to turn the page. We paid the price, but we got to move on. And they did move on, right? And I think he led the charge, and it's been fun. Last year, there were, 10 games under 500, 10 games behind the Mariners, and he took over, and they made it to the playoffs. So that's all he knows. That's all he cares. And hopefully his teammates, they can keep learning from him.
Last one. There's a great saying, as a parent, you're only as happy as your least happy child. And your offense has been rolling so much, and yet Cedon was kind of the man left out of it. You had to be so happy with the approach and the results yesterday.
The walks are huge. And, yesterday, I think it was the third inning, we had 2 outs, 0-2 count. He took 2 pitches because there were 2 quick outs, and he took them, and then he got rewarded with a bloop single to right field, and then we scored 4. And those are the things that baseball players need to do. And you tell them too. You're like, hey, man, you play the game right, you got rewarded, and he's such a good player. He has more trust in his swing right now. He can let the ball travel a little bit more. That's why he's not chasing those pitches down in the zone, because he's on the fastball. He worked hard in the offseason, cleaned a few things, his hands down, leg kick in sync with his hands, and he has more time to hit the ball hard. And, his at-bats are really good. We're very pleased with that. He's walking more, so that means that, he's going to get hot sooner rather than later.
Well, bundle up and keep it rolling tonight. Thanks, Alex.
I will.
That was Alex Cora, manager of the Boston Red Sox. By the way, you can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. It's brought to you by Subaru. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Still to come, we'll take our trip around the majors. We'll have our starting lineups and the lock of the night. That's next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Si usted es residente de Rhode Island mayor de 55 años o vive con una discapacidad, el Centro de Recursos para el Envejecimiento y la Discapacidad de Rhode Island, o ADRC, puede apoyarle. Obtenga orientación profesional gratuita sobre el cuidado a largo plazo, Medicare, vivienda y más. Llame al 401-462-4444 para hablar con ADRC o busque RIADRC en línea, servicio de la Oficina para el Envejecimiento Saludable de Rhode Island.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Do you know what really went down the night John Belushi died? Or about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's snatch and grab gang in The Rock's nearly 10 arrests? These stories and more are told in the new podcast, Hollywoodland, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Hollywoodland is hosted by me, Jake Brennan, creator of the award-winning music and true crime podcast, Disgraceland. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Starts tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's Chris Scheim, and exactly 1 year ago this week, I hit a pretty cool milestone. I was officially down my first 30 pounds with Awaken 180. No big deal, just casually dropping weight like everybody drops excuses when I beat them in fantasy football. And you know what? That was just the beginning. I kept going, and I lost 45 pounds total. It was easy as all the other guys said it would be. A year later, the weight's still gone. I'm feeling great. I'm ready for the warmer weather and soon swimsuit season. Honestly, Awaken 180 was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Have questions? Ask me, Bradfo, Andy Hart, Ted Johnson, or any of the other 25,000 Awaken 180 clients who lost their weight without medications. The program works. It's easy, and as you already know, you'll receive free support for life. Do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile. Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity Internet and one unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G Internet plus one unlimited welcome line and AT&T Internet 300 plus one unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity Internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices every week. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcand. It is now time for the Morgan & Morgan starting lineups, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the Red Sox, leading off in left field is Jarren Duran, followed by the DH Rafael Devers. Batting third, Alex Bregman at third base. He's been red hot. Tristan Casas in the cleanup spot at first. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Trevor Story. Wilyer Abreu, who is the best player in the majors right now, is starting in right field and batting sixth. He'll be followed by the catcher, Connor Wong. David Hamilton in at second base. He's been slumping so far, looking to bust out of that tonight. And in the 9-hole is Ceddanne Rafaela in center behind the starter, Richard Fitz. For the Blue Jays, leading off Bo Bichette, the shortstop, followed by the newly minted Vlad Guerrero Jr. at first. Anthony Santander is DHing. The cleanup hitter will be Andres Jimenez at second base, followed by George Springer in right. Alejandro Kirk doing the catching. Will Wagner batting seventh at third base, followed by Nathan Lukes in center, and Alan Roden in left field behind the starter, Jose Barrios. Now, it's time for the Subaru scoreboard update. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. One final to tell you about already. It was the Tigers knocking off the Yankees. 6-2 your final score. The Tigers are hot right now. They've won 6 out of 7 and 4 in a row. Andy Ibanez with a home run in this one. Still to come, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates hosting St. Louis at 6:40, a 6:45 start time in D.C. for the Nats and the Dodgers. 7:10 start at Citi Field for the Mets and Marlins. Kansas City and Minnesota get going at 7:40 from Kauffman Stadium. The Cubs and Texas Rangers will get going at 7:40 from Wrigley Field. A 9:40 start time in Arizona for the Orioles and the D-backs. The Mariners host the Astros at 9:40. San Francisco getting a visit from Cincinnati at 9:45. And the late game tonight will be the Oakland A's hosting the San Diego Padres. And now here's the lock of the game presented by InterlockMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again. Lock of the game is that Fenway Park will sell a lot of hot toddies tonight. Stay warm out there, folks. And I'm Christian Arcand. This has been the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. First pitch is coming your way next, right here on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather-appointed seats are available features.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Lou Merloni, and while I can tell you firsthand Ortho Laser New England healed my elbow pain, let's hear from someone more qualified on how they've redefined orthopedic care. Dr. Scott Sigmund, board-certified orthopedic surgeon and founder of OrthoLaser.
Thanks, Lou. I founded OrthoLaser to provide a safer alternative to opioids and medications using the proven healing power of laser therapy. OrthoLaser delivers painless relief without needles or side effects. Whether you're recovering from surgery, healing an injury, or managing chronic pain, our state-of-the-art laser works naturally with your body to accelerate recovery. We are surgeon-driven, patient-focused, and partnered with the top orthopedic specialists in the country. Our mission is simple: to help you move better and live your life pain-free once again.
Thanks, Dr. Sigmund. If pain is slowing you down, do what I did and relieve your pain with Ortho Laser New England. Locations in Dedham, Chelmsford, and Nashua, New Hampshire. Online at ortholaserne.com.
Grab a front row seat to a Boston Bruins game throughout the 2024-25 season and be part of the hard-hitting action at TD Garden as the celebration continues this season. From marquee matchups to original six face-offs, you won't want to miss a moment of the action. Don't wait to secure your spot to all of the excitement and visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to get your tickets now. And listen to The Greg Hill Show on WEEI all season long for your chance to score tickets to a game.
Searching the internet is great. It stinks. I've typed in happiness. I still can't find it. Type in replacement windows, you get 5 million pages. It's like playing Where's Waldo, but he changed his shirt and got contacts. It's impossible. So I got this idea. Instead of doing an internet search, do an internet find. Type in well, you know where this is going. Right window. And look at that, right window quality Energy Star windows installed. A galaxy of 5-star reviews, a bunch of, wait a minute, 1 star. Oh, it's that guy we had to let go. But we heard he found a new job and we're very happy for him. Right window phone number, lifetime warranty, right window patio and entry doors installed. Cool. Well, you get the idea. If you need a new door, new windows, why do a search? If you type in right window, you'll do a find. Well, what's this? Right window jingle. Ooh, I love this. Buffering. I hate buffering. Come on, when are you going to finish? Oh.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode. So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service, real-time updates only in iOS mobile apps. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over. And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers. Jump on his back, fellas. The Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. There's a lot to love about the trusted 2025 Subaru Forester. Find yours at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Pitched a no-hitter.
Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike three, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist. Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by House.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo.
And a beautiful way to welcome you to Fenway Park for the first of a four-game series between the red-hot Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. Second divisional matchup for the Sox, who've won 5 straight, and they will see Jose Barrios on the mound. Richard Fitz, the right-hander, is on the mound for the Sox. By the way, that national anthem brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com, where you'll find stable, sustaining, skilled trades careers, helping bring the next generation of U.S. Navy submarines to life. We build giants because it takes one to build one. Will Fleming, and for the first time, thrilled to welcome Lenny DiNardo to the Red Sox radio booth. Lenny, it is great to see you. This is not exactly a Florida night for you to kick off your career as a Red Sox radio broadcaster.
It's not, but I'm glad to be here. It's so good to see you. You know, if I'm breathing heavy right now, it's because I ran from right field around the concourse. I felt like Reggie Jackson at Yankee Stadium, that old footage where he's bobbing and weaving against fans. I had my bag in my hand close to my body. So give me a second. I'm going to get my breath under me. We're going to have a great game.
I promise you we will. We'll get you a security detail next time. I mean, we are really throwing you into the fire because you did pregame on Nesson and now just a couple minutes ahead of a game broadcast. But I know you talked about this on the TV side, Lenny. This team is absolutely rolling right now. These are not at all ideal conditions for baseball, but the way the Red Sox are swinging the bats right now, it feels like not much can stop them.
Yeah, I don't think any cold weather is going to do any damage to these bats. And I tell you what, they're getting good pitches to hit. They're not chasing outside the strike zone. They're taking their walks. And, you know, a home run swing is great in certain counts, but in other counts, 2-0, 2-1, where you're looking for a certain pitch in a certain zone, they're cutting down their swing. They're driving it the other way. They're playing the game, moving guys over. That's the type of baseball this Red Sox is going to need to propel themselves to the postseason.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I think a lot of the big swings and the big plate appearances in that rally in Game 1 really underscored that, working out of 0-2 counts and battling pitchers. Here comes Ramon Vasquez and one of our all-time favorites, DeMarlo Hale, to exchange the lineup cards here. The Red Sox and the Blue Jays just about ready to get going. The Morgan & Morgan starting lineups brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Bo Bichette will lead it off. He's the shortstop for the Red Sox. Of course, his dad, Dante, played for many years here in Boston. Bo has had sort of an injury-plagued run, but he's in there tonight leading off for the Blue Jays. And then Vlad Guerrero Jr., who's one of the headliners in all of pro sports today. The reports say that Vlad has reached a 14-year, $500 million plus extension to stay with the Blue Jays. He'll be the first baseman tonight. He owns Fenway Park, and he bats second. One of their big offseason splashes, Anthony Santander is the DH. He bats third. Andres Jimenez is the second baseman. He's got 3 of their 5 home runs as a team in their first 10 games. Jimenez is the second baseman. He cleans up. George Springer in right field bats 5th. The catcher, Alejandro Kirk, he's a lot richer than the last time we saw him. He catches and bats 6th. The bottom of the order is not exactly filled with household names for the Blue Jays. Will Wagner is a left-handed hitting third baseman. He bats 7th. Nathan Lukes in center field bats 8th. And then Alan Roden is in left field, and he bats 9th. Meantime, for the Red Sox, who have won 5 straight and are absolutely on a tear offensively, Jarren Duran leads it off. He's in left field, where he's been brilliant defensively. Rafi Devers is amazingly, after one of the worst weeks in Major League Baseball history, one of the hottest hitters in the game right now. He's the DH, and he bats second. Alex Bregman, the third baseman, bats third. Tristan Casas cleans up. He's at first. The shortstop, Trevor Story, bats fifth, and then Wilyer Abreu, who is officially, verifiably, Babe Ruth right now, the hottest hitter in any sport, in any planet. Wilyer is in right field. He bats sixth. Connor Wong got to be feeling a little heat from Carlos Narvaez. He catches and bats seventh tonight. And then David Hamilton gets a start for Christian Campbell. He plays second base. And then Cedon Rafaela is in center field, and he bats ninth. They'll see Jose Barrios, a very familiar opponent, for the 16th time in a Blue Jays uniform. He has been very good against the Red Sox. So Richard Fitz is about to lead the Red Sox out onto the field. Here he comes with Connor Wong in the home whites. Alex Bregman, as always, leads the infield defense out. Story, and then Duran, Wilyer Abreu, and David Hamilton giving some high fives to some young kids. What a thrill that is for them, just outside the Red Sox first base dugout. So Lenny, you've had a chance to kind of catch your breath a little bit. This Red Sox offense, you know, you look 1 through 9 with Richard Fitz preparing to get ready to start this top of the first inning. There are very few people that you wouldn't look at and say that are really swinging it right now.
Yeah, when you get the lineup and you're a starting pitcher and you look at it and you say, okay, this is how many lefties, this is how many righties, this is where I'm going to have my breather, right? There's no breather. There's no breather. Up and down this lineup, any of these guys can hurt you in many different ways, whether it's the long ball, whether it's being able to put together a great at-bat, whether it's stealing bases. If you give up a single, it's a double for 3 or 4 of these guys every time out. So there's no breathing room for these pitchers out there. If you're going to go out and make a mistake, this Red Sox offense goes out there and they take advantage. And we've seen that consistently this homestand.
I think you can probably relate to what Richard Fitz is feeling right now. This is an Alabama kid who just spent 7 weeks in Florida. He made his first start under the roof in Texas, which was really good until the 6th inning got him. It's a cold, chilly night. I'm sure grip will be an issue. What are you looking for tonight from Richard Fitz?
Well, again, you said it right there. When it's a little bit cold out, the ball can feel a little bit slimy. It's like you just picked up a brim right out of the water and you're throwing it. It's not a good feeling. And these days, when they're being, the umpires are looking out for different substances. This is back in the day in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s when a pitcher would go out there and maybe need a little bit of a substance, the pine tar, the Manny Mota stick, the hair gel, whatever you got. I'm only saying that because I might have known a couple guys to go. But we don't have that anymore. So you got to blow into your hand. The umpires are going to allow them to do that. You're going to actually get a little bit of extra rising on your hand. But it can be a daunting task to go out there and throw strikes consistently in 30-degree weather. And the hitters know that, which the pitcher can use to their advantage.
Well, the Blue Jays coming off a series sweep in New York. They are 5-5, and here is Bo Bichette, who has absolutely adored Fenway Park. Their top 2 hitters, Bichette and Guerrero, have done major damage here. It's a free agent contract year for Bichette, too. Right-handed hitter digs in, and Richard Fitz, the big, strong righty, is into his wind, and the first pitch of the ball game is drilled high into right field. Wilyer drifting back onto the warning track. He can't get it. Rafaela slides and makes a circus catch for the first out of the game.
He had no business being in that vicinity right there. That shows the athleticism and the wheels. That's a straight line to that baseball. The only way he's going to get to that is first step, taking a direct line and being able to lay out like he did.
He wasn't even on my radar. That was spectacular. Not only to make the catch, but somehow not kill himself crashing into the wall, chest first. What a brilliant play to Rob Bichette. Wow.
I mean, he's going to have to check his mouth after that. He went face first into the wall, putting his body into harm's way right there for the pitcher. Whew.
Here is Vlad Guerrero Jr. Takes a fastball high for ball one. So what a way to start this ball game. I mean, Willier went back. Normally that's a play he can get closer to. He sort of gave up on it, and then out of nowhere, Rafaela behind him made the play. Here's the pitch to Vladdy, and that is a strike on the outside corner, and it is 1-1.
Well, already you can see Fitz's fastball up to 97 miles an hour, and that's the biggest difference between last year and this year. Tried to pack on a couple more miles per hour. It's going to make him more effective, especially with the breaking balls.
1-1 is swung on and missed. A sweeper, and it's 1-2.
Right into the wall. You can see the wall vibrate right there.
I don't know how he didn't hurt himself there. I mean, that's such agility. 1-2 to Vladdy. The pitch is swung on and missed. He got him a slider, and there are two away. Vladdy's got the hood on. I don't blame him. And Richard Fitz gets the first two Blue Jays. Time and Temp brought to you by Hatfield Marinated Pork. Elevate your grilling game with Hatfield Marinated Pork. Tenderloins and taste victory with every bite. 39 degrees at the time of the first pitch, which came at 6:45. Here's Anthony Santander. He's been a Red Sox killer with the O's, and now with the Blue Jays for the first time. He takes an inside fastball for a ball, and it is 1-0.
You can see the pitch mix right there from Fitz. That was a slider right there, about 88 miles an hour. The sweeper has a little bit more horizontal sweep at 85.
1-0 is a little bit outside to Santander. He's off to a cool start with the Blue Jays, and it is 2-0. It's such a topic of conversation. Fitz, not only his increased velocity, the 2-0 is a check swing. Did he go? No. According to the third base umpire, Manny Gonzalez, Alex Tosi has the plate. Ron Culpa, the crew chief, at first, with Corey Blazer at second. 3 balls, no strikes to Santander. Just underway at Fenway. The pitch right in there from Fitz. And it is 3-1. Casas at first, Hamilton at second. Story, the shortstop, with Bregman blowing on his right throwing hand at third. Just named the AL Player of the Week was Bregman. Abreu in right, as you know, Rafaela in center, and Duran in left. The 3-1 is fouled back. He took a mighty rip at a hanging slider, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, he's at his best when he works inside to those righties. His fastball, 96, 97 miles an hour. You got to be ready if you're a hitter for that, right? And that makes that slider, sweeper, when it's in on their hands, just that much harder to get to.
Fitz was scheduled to pitch 2 days ago, but the Red Sox gave him the day off in the doubleheader yesterday, gave everyone an extra day of rest. What a job by Hunter Dobbins last night. Here's the 3-2 to Santander. It's fouled off on the first base side. What a great play. Somebody in the Red Sox dugout, that's Carlos Narvaez, and he's got the catcher's mitt on, and he made the grab.
He can do everything. He's talking about being prepared right there.
He just knew. 3-2 to Santander. Spikes on. The pitch is low, and that's ball 4 to Santander. So Richard went with the changeup there, and it's the first base runner of the game for the Jays.
Last thing you want to do is have a 2-out walk right there. But at the end of the day, with this defense behind him, he's allowed to do that if he could just put the ball on the ground right there and let him take care of it.
Still can't believe how great a play that was by Rafaela to begin the ball game. Here's Andres Jimenez, longtime Guardian, and met. The pitch to him is chopped foul on the first base side, and it is 0-1.
Think about the last time that Fitz pitched. Seems like about a decade ago, with the identity of this team and where they're at mentally back in Texas.
It is amazing what a difference a week can make. 0-1. Here's the pitch, and it is low and in. The Red Sox were going for a series split that day in Arlington, and he was awesome, Fitz was, through 5 innings. And then Adolis Garcia got him, and the offense just couldn't get the big hit with runners in scoring position. To your point, Lenny, that feels like a century ago. They are rolling right now. Bregman in at third. The 1-1 is on the corner. Perfect fastball, and it's 1-2.
That's paint right there, and he took a little bit off. That was 94, a little bit down from his 97. That's okay. I'd like being able to put it on the corners rather than throwing it above the strike zone at 97.
Red Sox challenged Richard in the offseason to get a little stronger, throw a little harder. And he's done that to start the year. He's got a silver cross chain outside of his white Red Sox home jersey. The 1-2 is a little bit outside, a slider. And it is 2-2.
They're not biting so far. He's in the 91st percentile as far as chase rate, but the Blue Jays seem to be a little bit patient with him early.
When he came up last year, he was really good, but he did not miss a lot of bats. 2-2. Casas holding Santander at first. The pitch is a little bit outside, actually a lot outside. A fastball that missed, and it's 3-2.
That probably speaks to why he's trying to add a little bit more velocity. If you don't have a ton of movement, you got to come at them with a different type of strength, and velocity is just that.
Nice timeout. Hurt in the 6th inning. 3 runs, a couple homers allowed in his first start. Runner goes. 3-2 is low. Man, Fitz and Wong both thought they had Jimenez there, but consecutive 2-out walks, and the Blue Jays are in business in the first.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Fitz, you need to step off the back of the rubber. Just take a deep breath and focus on the positive. If I tell you right now, don't think of pink elephants, you think of pink elephants. So if he's thinking, don't walk this guy, that's exactly what he needs to do. Think positive. Think strike right here.
It's not all that often I do think about pink elephants.
You're not alone, my friend.
2 on, 2 out in the top of the first. Here is George Springer. He has been great in this yard. Here's the pitch, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Springer, who's had kind of an up and down time with the Toronto Blue Jays, massive free agent deal. He's hot to start this year. 379 with a homer and 5 driven in. 11 for his first 29. 2 on, 2 out. The 0-1 is swing and a miss, a foul off of the catcher Wong. Springer's pleading catcher's interference, pointing at Wong as if the glove got him, and maybe it did. Wow.
Just judging by Wong's complexion right there, you could tell that did not feel good in 30-degree weather.
And it, you know, looking at Connor, that might have hit him on more than just the glove. I think that smoked him on the hand.
Yeah, that does not feel good. That doesn't feel good in 90-degree weather.
So now Narvaez might need the glove to come into the game. I mean, Wong does not look comfortable at all. He's in a crouch behind the plate. That's the second catcher's interference of the season so far for the Sox. And Brandon Henry and Alex Cora are going to come out. So what a jam this is. The bases will be loaded for Alejandro Kirk, but everybody right now is thinking about Connor Wong.
There's so many small bones in your hand there that can get little hairline fractures here and there. I'm not saying it is. I hope it's not. I hope he can put some ice on it and be back soon. But how many times do you see that in baseball, the hand getting hurt?
Brandon Henry's out there sort of probing around near the left pinky finger and the side, the outside heel of the hand, kind of where that hamate is. He took that one square. Now Carlos Narvaez is sprinting into the Red Sox clubhouse to presumably get the gear on and see if he can get ready to roll here. Wong grimacing with every touch from Brandon Henry. Richard Fitz started this inning beautifully with a great play from Bichette, a strikeout of Guerrero, but 2 walks and now catcher's interference. And this is a big spot early in this game.
It almost looked like the glove might have gotten hit by the bat, but then the ball hit his wrist or hand
interesting.
area.
Carlos Febles, our old buddy, is the third base coach over there talking things over with Santander and Alex Bregman at third. I mean, Wong has been in the crouch so long here, Lenny. I'm not sure that he will continue. I mean, catchers are so tough, and you can see right there on the outside of his hand, there's a massive welt just beneath his pinky, and it looks like he wants to stay in.
Only a catcher, right? Only a catcher. Tools of ignorance right there. He's going to try it out.
They're going to try to see how he can feel. He caught that one okay with a grimace. It is amazing how often catchers do this. They find a way to remain in games. And that's 2 pitches to him to sort of check out the hand. Brandon Henry's now smiling, which is usually a good sign. And indeed, Connor will stay in the game. Wow. That can change, though. I mean, it is Narvaez is now the Alert 5 aircraft because this is a situation that thing could blow up at any time.
I mean, you can already see physically how much it's blown up in the last 3 minutes. I mean, they're probably going to put some sort of compression wrap on that as soon as they get back to the dugout, hopefully after this at-bat.
No doubt. Here's Alejandro Kirk. Base is loaded right away with 2 down. The pitch is high in the air, foul side of first. Does Casas have room over by the dugout? No, it's just behind the bench, behind Alex Cora. And it is 0-1.
Are we sure that's Casas? I can't tell by the amount of clothing he's wearing over his face right now.
I'm pretty sure. You can see the fingernail polish even from here. He's got the bank robber mask on. It's 0-1. Kirk is 8 for his first 31. Here's the pitch, and it's high in the air into left field. Duran has room in front of the warning track coming in now. Big time to make the play, and the inning is over. Big pitch there for Richard Fitz. Hope Connor Wong's okay. We go to the bottom of the first, scoreless for Boston. It'll be Duran, Devers, and Bregman. No score after half an inning on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Boston sports opinion more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Here's Jarren Duran to lead it off in the bottom of the first. A little Houdini act by Richard Fitz. The score, and here is a familiar face, Jose Barrios, who had a pretty good year a season ago, made 32 starts for these Blue Jays. Their opening day starter fired. Duran drives one deep into left field, and it is back at the wall and off the Mason sign. Captain Chaos, round second, he will hold there, and he gets it going in the bottom of the first inning, a leadoff double for Duran.
What a great job sitting back on that. And he's in ambush mode from pitch one. This is not your father's number one hole hitter, right? When you're trying to see as many pitches as possible. If he sees a pitch that he's able to drive, he's going out and getting it.
That's the modern game these days. Do damage in the zone. So the table is now set for the suddenly red-hot Rafi Devers. He's 10 for his last 19 with a homer and 7 driven in. Launched his first homer yesterday and a chance right away. Here's the pitch from Barrios, and that's not close, way outside. And it's a slider for ball one.
We're talking about the contrast between how he was and how he is now. And I guess if you're going to be a Bear, you might as well be a Grizzly, right? I love that saying, but I tell you what, he turned it around, and this is the Rafi Devers that we know.
Big old pause. He waits. The 1-0 is swung on and fouled out of the glove of Alejandro Kirk. I mean, Rafi, in his career against Jose Barrios, is, let's see, 7 for 36, 4 strikeouts, and 1 home run. 1-1 here with Duran at second. Barrios ready, he throws, and Rafi grounds one on the right side. It's going to be handled there by Jimenez. Throw to first in time, but a productive out for Devers with Duran over at third.
Playing the game right there, right? You're not trying to go deep. Yes, this is Rafael Devers, but moving him over is extremely important. Get on the board first, right? That's the ultimate goal. Get on the board first and be relentless when scoring.
Sox have done that every game here so far at home, and boy, did they do it in a massive way yesterday. Especially in the nightcap, an 18-7 win. Here is Alex Bregman, who hit his first Fenway homer with the Red Sox last night. The pitch to him is inside for ball one. AL Player of the Week. Bregman has the average now up at 341. 4 for 5 yesterday. Prior to that, he had a 7-game streak going. He's been everything the Red Sox hoped he would be. Infield in, the 1-0 is popped up on the infield. This will not get the job done. Jimenez, the second baseman, is there to make the play. Unusual for Bregman, and they're 2 away.
If anybody can get a sac fly on a fly to the second baseman, it is Duran, though. I will say that.
It is amazing, Lenny, how often that happens. Shallow into the outfield. He'll break for home.
He's been fun to watch. He really has. I mean, he's mad at the ground when he runs. I've heard that before, and he looks like one of those lizards that is running in the savannah. He's extremely quick, right?
Obviously, Jared is very much in the news today. He was open in the Netflix series that'll come out tonight around midnight as Tristan Casas trying to pay off the leadoff double. 2 down now with Duran at third. No score in the bottom of the first. Tristan wider in the left-handed batter's box now. The pitch from Barrios comes home, and Tristan takes low. That is a slider from Jose, and it's 1-0. Barrios is an interesting character in that when he's on, he can have no-hit stuff. But when he makes mistakes in the middle of the zone, he gets hammered. And he has by the Red Sox. The 1-0 is inside, a sinking fastball, and it is 2-0.
You mentioned that he made 32 appearances starting last year. He's done that for the past 6 seasons, barring 2020. That's incredible durability right there to go out and post that many outings day in and day out, year in and year in.
2 for 9 with a strikeout is Casas against Barrios. The pitch is inside, and it's 3-0 with Trevor Story on deck. You know, the Blue Jays are something of an enigma. They made huge investments in this man, Barrios, and Kevin Gossman. Now they've got Vladdy signed for the long haul. But their pitching staff, their talent, they just have not leveled up to the amount of money they've spent and the players they have. 3-0 to Tristan. I bet he's got the green light here. The pitch is called a strike. It shouldn't have been. That was a changeup away. And I think more than any Red Sox hitter this year, Tristan has been burned by umpires so far.
He's got to keep with that same approach, right? He's got to be him. He's got to be able to go out there and get good pitches to hit and be able to drive those when they do come inside the zone.
In the Red Sox dugout, Andrew Bailey is chatting things over with Ramon Vasquez. That makes me think maybe we might see Narvaez after Connor Wong has the hand contusion. 3-1 to Casas. Barrios at the belt. He throws, and Tristan lines one on the hop to third, rather. It is backhanded by Wagner. Comes up throwing a 2-hopper. In time, a stretching pick by Guerrero, and the inning is over. Almost anyone else on the Red Sox would have been safe there at first, but Casas is gone, and the Red Sox waste the leadoff double. I think that we're going to see Narvaez behind the plate when we return. No score after an inning of the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another, and don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof, while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather-appointed seats are available features.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Hall of Famer Joe Castiglione, and I want to make sure you know the Shaw's and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweepstakes is back. You can win free groceries for a year, plus other great prizes. Just check your receipt for an entry code when you spend $50 or more and pick up participating items like Coca-Cola 12-packs. Get all the details and official rules at GrandSlamSummerSweeps.com. Shaw's and Star Market, proud to be the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
1877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Richard Fitz back to the mound for the second. The pitch to Will Wagner, a left-handed hitter, is right there in the corner. 4-1. It is Carlos Narvaez behind the plate for the Sox. So Connor Wong's hand probably blowing up a little bit on the left side. The 0-1 from Fitz is a ground ball up the middle. Story perfectly positioned behind the bag. He throws to first in time. And Wagner's gone. Let's take 10 seconds for station ID on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo for the first time at Fenway Park. Sox and Jays are scoreless in the top of the second. The pitch to Nathan Lukes. Late swing at a fastball, 95. And it is 0-1. Obviously, Connor Wong is a concern right now. Carlos Narvaez has been great for Boston. In fact, I think he was probably pushing for more playing time anyway. It is 0-1 to Lukes, and that one misses inside 1-1.
The best way to push for more playing time is having a 4-game hit streak, right? Getting a guy that's hot with the bat. You want Wong to be healthy, but you want the hot bat in there at the time.
No doubt. He's looked very good behind the plate, too. The 1-1, a late swing on a curveball. First that Fitz is thrown, and it is 1-2. So now I'm sure Connor, either here or down the road, is going to get some imaging on that left hand. And I would imagine there's some calls being made to Chad Tracy and the AAA Woo Sox about Blake Sabol and maybe trying to keep him in some bubble wrap at the AAA level. 1-2 to Nathan Lukes. Here's the pitch, and it is just outside. Close, but a ball, and it's 2-2. Arbella Insurance Foundation dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher during the year, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here is a curveball that misses low, and from 1-2 to 3-2 for Fitz.
Just being a little bit careful right now with the fastball and the breakable. Like you said, there's not a lot of movement. There is a lot of hard contact when he is inside the zone.
3-2 is fouled back to the screen. The story is the same, Lenny, with this Blue Jay team, and it's this bottom of the order. You have to attack because right around the corner you got Bichette, Guerrero, Santander. Cannot have traffic on for those guys. 3-2, the pitch is popped foul on the third base side. He's not missing a lot of bats here early, and we'll do it again with a full count.
My first pitching coach in A-ball was Bobby Yoshida, and that was his first advice to me was, listen, you got to get 7, 8, 9 out because 1, 2, 3, 4 are going to get their hits.
Long-time New York Met, Bobby O, 3-2 with 1 out. Fitz winds, he throws, and a pop-up again foul on the third base side. I think modern baseball has gone a little too far in terms of velocity and spin and missing bats rather than sort of the nuances of pitching, but it is the coin of the realm right now, Lenny, and Fitz has allowed a bunch of contact.
Yeah, and we're getting away from being able to get outs with movement, changing speeds. Those are part of the game. Right?
3-2 though is swung on and missed, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He missed a bat there, and they're 2 away.
And I feel like getting in the door, putting your foot in the door is used with velocity these days. You're not going to see too many guys throwing 90 miles an hour, whether it's a lefty or a righty, getting their foot in the door, getting that opportunity. You got to go 95 or above just to get drafted these days.
There's no doubt about that. So now with 2 down, here's Alan Rodin, another left-handed hitter. The Blue Jays today with 4 lefties and a couple switch hitters in there as Rodin takes a curveball for a ball. Close pitch, but it's 1-0. For the love of a mouth-watering tender roast, hurry to Shaw's and Star Market right now. Round roast, it's $3.97 a pound when you use the digital coupon. 1-0, line to third. What a catch by Bregman. He reaches up to his right and makes the play. The Red Sox are flashing the leather here early. See if the bats can get going. When we return, Story, Abreu, and Wong, no Narvaez. No score after an inning and a half on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker. Whiteboard brainstorm. They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph. Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather-appointed seats are available features.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I recently got lucky. But get your minds out of the gutter, perverts. I tried Lucky Energy, an insane brand taking over social right now. Not only did it taste amazing, but it has some goodness in it. No sugar, 5 super ingredients like maca, beta-alanine, and 200 milligrams of caffeine. And no calories. But I also didn't get those weird jitters that most energy drinks have. I'm a fan. And if you see Lucky Energy around stores, grab a can and check them out online.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Trevor Story to lead it off for the Red Sox as we go to the bottom of the second. No score, Sox and Jays. Pitch is in there for strike one to Trevor, who's hot all of a sudden. 7 for his last 21. A couple of homers on the opening homestand.
Starting to come around the last 5 days, 5 games, I should say.
One is strike on the corner.
What he brings to the table, though, is what we really missed last year. Him at the shortstop position. He makes everybody around him that much better.
I think the overall defense has been so much better. And he is the cornerstone of all of it. Of course, helps to have Bregman at third. And Christian Campbell's looked really good at second, too. 0-2 to Trevor. Barrios is ready. You can see his breath on the mound. Pitch is a little outside. A challenge fastball that was off the plate. And it is 1-2. Trevor's Story is 0 for 5 with a couple strikeouts against this right-hander.
Talk about the youngsters in this clubhouse being able to bounce ideas.
1-2 is a soft spinning ground ball to short. Bichette has it. He gloves. Leaping throw to first in time. 1 away.
Bounce ideas off of these veterans like Story and Bregman. And it's one thing to have one veteran kind of talking to the rookies. But when I was a rookie, what I enjoyed most, what I learned from most, was having a couple different veterans, 2 or 3 veterans talking to each other and just kind of being a fly on the wall, listening to what they do every day and how they go about it.
Here's a man who's playing like a longtime veteran and star, Wilyer Abreu. The tear he is on. He leads the baseball in average on base and slugging. Not bad. The first pitch to him was a fastball for strike one. Who were those guys you would sit around and listen to as a rookie?
There's a number of guys. Wakefield, Billy Miller, Gabe Kapler. You can always tell who's going to be in coaching someday in the clubhouse.
A 1 is a little bit outside. By the way you look today, Lenny, you probably spent a lot of time in the gym with Kapler, too.
I'm in better shape now at 45 than I was at 25.
Good for you. I cannot say the same. 1-1 to Wilyer. The pitch is inside. You know they've got him circled on the scouting report. In the pitchers' meetings, they said, do not let Wilyer beat you. He's 7 for his last 15. Overall, 483 with 3 homers and 12 driven in.
And just the slowest of heartbeats. You can tell he's very relaxed up there.
2-1. The pitch is high and foul down the left field line. The Red Sox wanted him to shed a little muscle. He was in shape last year, but just bulky a little bit. He's faster. He's more nimble, and the results are paying off, man. And he is beloved in that Red Sox clubhouse.
There's a movie called Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there's a scene that sticks out to me when they're all throwing the football around the field. Listen, muscles doesn't necessarily mean athleticism. They had a hard time chucking it 5 feet.
We're not at Muscle Beach. We're at Fenway Park. The 2-2 is swung on and fouled back. He has such a beautiful left-handed move. Lenny, when you prepared for a game and you saw a guy this white hot, what was your thought process?
Try to get to 2 strikes as quick as possible, let them expand. A guy like Gary Sheffield's a prime example. Throw him a little bit off the plate, make him chase. Hopefully you can get him to foul a couple off, and then he'll go down after something low in the dirt.
2-2 to Abreu. The pitch is strike 3 call. That was a borderline slider. It has not, I don't think, been a real good night so far for Alex Tosi. Abreu is rung up. He's shaking his head back to the dugout.
Yeah, that wasn't a strike. You go back to the computer in the hallway there, and you're going to know that, you know what? It's not, you don't want to chase that. Don't get in a habit of chasing that pitch.
So here's Carlos Narvaez. in for Connor Wong. And Carlos has been really good for the Red Sox. Hit in all 4 of his games. He's 6 for 14. Last night, doubled and scored 2 runs in the sweep clinching win. 2 down, bases clear. Carlos takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Not bad for a guy. For when he came on the scene, we're all talking about his defensive prowess and being able to call games and receive pitches and throw runners out. He's really handling the bat well.
He is such a pleasant guy to talk to, Narvaez is. The 0-1 is a little pop-up on the left side of the infield. Bichette, the shortstop, there to make the play, and the inning is over. Not a fun night to hit at all. We go to the third, no score. Sox and Jays in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out. Downy in the rinse change. Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Jones and Keith.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Top of the third, top of the order, a light rain is falling. It's absolutely miserable here tonight at Fenway Park. I mean, the scenery is nice. It's fun to be doing a big league game, but man, Richard Fitz with the sleeves off, that cannot be all that pleasant.
Looks more like ice crystals to me.
Spoken like a true Floridian. Here's Bo Bichette. Pitch to him is fouled back. He's always in swing mode. You know, Bichette, for many years, was the swing happiest guy on the first pitch in the game. He also led baseball in hits 2 straight seasons. He's always up there ready to hack. Robbed by Rafaela his first time. The 0-1 is drilled into the gap in left center field. Back on it, Cedon. He cannot get this one. It one hops the wall. He plays the carom beautifully. Throws to second, but Bichette is in there standing. And Bo Bichette, who this is his favorite ballpark, his favorite franchise. His dad brought him here all the time. He adores Fenway Park, and he smashed 2 balls to start this game.
And I think he was the second happiest guy in the Toronto clubhouse after Vladdy Jr.'s historic signing right there, because he's probably next. The dominoes are going to fall, and he's another guy that they want to lock up.
So here is the aforementioned Vladdy. Top 5 last year in hits and average and doubles. Big, strong, right-handed hitter. The pitch is pop foul on the first base side. Did you ever face this guy's dad?
No, but I do Red Sox fantasy camp down in Florida, and he came down a few years ago, and I literally saw him hit a ball over the wall with one hand.
Even in his 50s?
Yes, and he still throws 90 off the hump.
amazing.
He's a specimen for sure.
By all reports, Vladdy, a 14-year massive mega contract with no opt-outs, no trade clauses as the rain picks up a little bit. It's 0-1 to Vladdy. The pitch is outside. This was a deal the Blue Jays had to make. I think their fans would have totally rebelled had they not locked him up.
He's your cornerstone player. He's your franchise guy. If you want people to come to Toronto to play, he's the guy. He's the face of the team. And for fan support of the whole country of Canada, he's a guy you have to lock up.
1-1 from Fitz, misses outside. I think this is a spot where Richard can totally afford to be careful here against Guerrero. You got first base open. I know it's a scoreless game. There's nobody out, but we've seen it too many times. This guy in this ballpark, in rain, snow, hail, it doesn't matter. He owns Fenway. 2-1. Here's the pitch, and it is inside, a sinking fastball, and it's 3-1.
Now, you asked me if I ever faced his dad. Were you referring to Bichette or Guerrero?
Guerrero.
See, I was talking about Bichette. Guerrero still gives me nightmares. I wake up in cold sweats thinking about Senior.
I'm sure that's true. And you never had to run the bases against him. 3-1 pitch is inside ball four. It looked like Fitz had wanted very little to do with Guerrero there. So 2-1, nobody out.
Not a bad idea at all. Vladimir Senior, he's the type of guy, you could throw it above his head, you could bounce it 3 feet in front of the plate, he'd still have the knack of lining it right at your forehead. And I know that from experience.
He had a lot of hits on pitches that actually bounced.
Just a long arms, big bat, athletic body. And what an arm from the outfield, too. He was always fun to watch as an opposing player.
So here's Santander in a big spot. 2-1, nobody out. You know, it's funny. Last night, when Abreu made that throw to third base, spectacular, I was thinking first about Vladdy Sr. Missile from right. Here's Santander, who walked his first time. Jam for Fitz. Here's the pitch. And that is a strike on the inside corner. Fastball at 93, and it's 0-1.
There's a lot of talk about velocity getting up to 97, but I will take 93, 94. If he can hit that spot consistently tonight, he'll be successful.
Santander tormented the Red Sox when he was with Baltimore. No score in the third, the 0-1. Bounces in. What a stop there by Narvaez. Great job with the chest protector. And it's 1-1. We'll check in on the Subaru of New England scoreboard in a moment. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. The best news of all is the Yankees have already lost today.
It's made my day a little warmer right there.
Always does. Well, something needs to make us warm, and Fitz is going to step off now. And Vladdy Guerrero is holding up two fingers to Bichette at second because that's the second time that Fitz has disengaged. Kind of a green light for the base runners. 1-1. They're dancing around. Richard looks to second and throws. And a swing and a miss. That was a really good slider at the bottom of the zone. And it's 1-2.
Yeah, this cold weather. He's getting a little saliva on his fingers. That's going to go a long way for feeling that ball, whether it's a fastball, especially the breaking ball, because you're trying to rotate it in a different direction. The pitch before that one that bounced in the dirt, you can tell that was probably due to the weather.
We saw a lot of that yesterday. This is a day where you would have used the bullfrog and the rosin together. 1-2. Bichette dancing around. The pitch is pop foul on the third base side. I mean, Tyler O'Neill is off to a great start with the Baltimore Orioles, just as he was last year with the Red Sox. But Santander, to me, was one of the real glue pieces for that Orioles club the last few years. The Blue Jays went out and spent on him. He does have that clutch gene, does Santander. 1-2, 2-on, nobody out in a scoreless third. Fitz looks to second twice and now comes home. And Santander grounds it on the right side. Casas has it. Nice pick. Flips underhand to Fitz, who steps on the first base bag. That could have been real trouble, but Tristan handles it. Over to second and third go Bichette and Guerrero, but a big first out for Fitz.
It's a great job by Casas, keeping his eye and his glove down right there, right down the line, being able to use the eye-to-hand coordination. Fitz getting to first base in a hurry.
So there's Andres Jimenez. What you just said is something I want to follow up on, because that's not always been the case with Tristan. Fitz wants a new baseball. He has had a tendency early in his career, Lenny, to sort of think about the second part of a play rather than just catching the ball.
Yeah, when you're teaching defense, when you're teaching about ground balls, you always want to talk about catching the ball before you throw it. Don't let the cart go before the horse.
Here's Andres Jimenez. He drives one high and deep into right field. Willier back on the warning track will get there to make the play, but plenty deep enough to score. Bichette from third. Relay comes back in. It's a sac fly for Andres Jimenez, and it's 1-0 Toronto. And that was a little scary off the bat. I don't think the Red Sox would want that swing in August, but here on a cold April night, it stays in the park, and the Blue Jays have the game's first run.
You can see that breaking ball, 85, kind of center cut. That's a ball that he really needs glove side, especially against those lefties. We call that a back foot breaking ball. He's going to get a lot more swing and miss on that location.
In a lot of ways, he got away with one right there. Here's George Springer. The pitch is ripped on the ground, foul. That sent Vladdy to the ground on the backside. He's looking like Rafi Devers right now. I know he doesn't stay on his backside as long, but his feet were splayed in different directions, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, Rafi's not afraid to just take a little nap on the ground after a play like that.
One of my favorite things about him. 0-1. Jays have a run in with Vladdy at third. The pitch is swung on and missed, a slider, and it is 0-2. Isn't it amazing? You know, as a pitcher, you got to block these things out of your mind. But, I mean, the slider that fits just through to Jimenez. Other ballparks, other days, it's 3-0 Toronto. The 0-2 is ripped into left field. That's a base hit. That was right in the heart of the plate in an 0-2 count, and Springer makes it 2-0 Toronto.
That's where he got in trouble his first outing at 2 strike counts. Leaving a ball over the middle with 2 strikes. That's a cardinal sin if you're a pitcher. We used to get fined for that in AAA, I remember. You throw an 0-2 pitch that makes any kind of contact, you're in trouble.
He's done it a couple times in a row here, and now Alejandro Kirk. It is, though, worth remembering and giving Fitz and all these guys on the mound tonight a pass. It's just an impossible setup to pitch in. 2 down, 2 in for the Jays. Fitz throws, and a fastball yanked way outside for ball 1.
Yeah, when you're in the dugout, you have to move around. You're not really sitting around because you know you can cool. Everything starts to pool in your elbow and shoulder. So standing up, moving around, getting the jacket on is always a good idea.
1-0. The pitch is on the line into right field. That's down for a base hit. Springer knows about Willier's arm. He'll hold at second, but Blue Jays finding a lot of green in the outfield here in the third. And they got first and second with 2 down and 2 runs already in.
Right now, the Blue Jays are seeing that outside breaking ball right on the corner. They're looking for it because he does have the slider, he does have the sweeper, but they have that same glove side movement. He has a changeup, he has a 2-seamer, but he doesn't throw them very often. If he mixes those inside, it's a different look. It's going to keep these hitters just a little bit more honest. If you want to be effective away with those breaking balls, you have to show that fastball in. I think that's the next step for him.
And he's not had a good slider so far tonight. Again, the grip, the rain, all this stuff. Cold weather. Clearly, I think he's battling the feel on the ends of those fingers at the moment. Third inning is brought to you by Citgo. Whether you're crossing the state line or just going cross town, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill-up along the way. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Well, he's got to stop the bleeding right here after a visit from Andrew Bailey. First and second with 2 down, 2-0 Toronto. Here's Will Wagner, who grounded out to short his first time. Fitz has thrown a ton of pitches, which is not ideal at all. 53 pitches, and we're in the third. Out of the stretch, he throws, and a swing and a foul off of Wagner's front foot. That could not have felt good on any day, much less this Fenway night. It is 0-1, and here comes John Schneider and some trainers to check on Will Wagner.
Yeah, anytime. As when I was pitching, if I threw my cutter, which is what I threw the majority of the time, if I got something off the ankle like that, you better guarantee that I'm going right back in there. Because there's that little bit of doubt, especially with the weather today, you're already a little bit hesitant getting to that inside pitch.
You were sort of ahead of the arc, Lenny, with that pitch. I mean, the cutter now is such a popular thing. When and how did you discover that you wanted to throw that cut fastball?
It was really out of necessity. I needed to separate myself from the pack as far as getting to the big leagues, and before that, getting to AA. Right? When you're in A-ball and you see a ton of talent, you got to do something to make yourself different. You got to stand out. And I remember when I was with the Mets in A-ball in spring training, I saw Al Leiter. And he's a guy that was in every now and then he'd go away. And then he was in again. And I just thought to myself, I naturally have a little bit of cut, really can't control it, but if I can modify that to throw where and when I want it, that might be the thing that gets me there.
See if Fitz can get one in on the hands of Wagner here. The Blue Jays have 2 runs in this top of the 3rd inning. 2 down, 1st and 2nd. Fitz paying a lot of attention to Springer at 2nd. They got the pickoff play on, but George dives back to the bag. Alex Cora told me today that he gave Ramon Vasquez so much credit last night for helping Hunter Dobbins execute that huge pickoff play at second base. They did a ton of film study. They saw something. They picked up on it. They put the play in, and it really seemed to settle Dobbins down. The 0-1 is a strike on the outside corner.
Ramon was another guy that I played with that you could tell, very analytical, always thinking about the game, smart individual in the clubhouse. Didn't talk a lot, but you could tell he was always on the top step thinking about different scenarios.
It's funny, now you can never shut him up. 0-2 to Will Wagner. The pitch is fouled off, in on the hands. No, he really is such an asset to the Red Sox. A wonderful guy, Ramon is. And it's so fascinating to me, 2 Puerto Rican middle infielder utility type guys who see and understand the game so well. In Alex Cora and Ramon. 0-2. Fitz needs to put Wagner away right here. The pitch is a little bit outside. He's done too much of that. Non-competitive, easy takes in 0-2 counts.
So I'd rather have that than something right down the middle. It's where he's getting in trouble his first outing. It's where he's fallen into a little bit of trouble this outing. Just showing away with a fastball might be setting up that back foot slider if he can get it right here.
1-2. They lead at 1st and 2nd. The pitch is a slider that's spiked way in front of the plate. Actually, the curveball there from Fitz. I just don't think he feels the breaking ball out of his hand at all.
The thought process was there, showing something away and trying to go back there, but he spiked that one. We call that a little bit of an alligator arm. If you can think about an alligator's arm, super short, a little bit more extension, that would be the pitch he's looking for.
Here, guys, spent plenty of time in Alligator Alley, I'm sure. 2-2. The pitch is chopped foul on the first base side. I mean, now he's thrown 59 pitches. The Red Sox used Cooper Criswell to get the last 9 outs of last night's game. The bullpen's so thin because of the doubleheader. They called up Robert Stock today and optioned Criswell down. I mean, 59 pitches in the 3rd inning is not at all what the Red Sox wanted from Richard Fitz. Number 60 is about to come home. Here it is. And it is ripped into center field, but Rafaela's got a bead on it. He glides back to his right, and the inning is over. That was another hanging slider, but into the defense. Good news for Fitz, but the bad news, the Jays get 2 after 2.5, 3-0 Toronto on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
Contact your local Honda dealer for a great deal today.
See dealer for financing details.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
David Hamilton to lead it off against Jose Barrios on a frigid, rainy Fenway night. Bottom 3, Blue Jays lead 2-0. The pitch is a little bit outside. That is ball 1. Hamilton, leads off the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Infinity of Westboro. Hamilton just 1 for 11 to start his season after a scorching spring training. He takes ball 2 from Berríos outside. Again, not easy for anybody to pitch tonight, but this is a huge inning for Berríos. He gets the 8, 9, and 1 hitters with a 2-run lead. Pitch is way outside, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, if you're a batter, you got to kind of recognize that and be a little bit selective, more selective than you would be. And especially if you're Hamilton, if you're on first base, you might as well call it a double.
It's so true. He will be taking here 3-0. Berríos throws, and Hammy takes way outside, ball 4. That's a big miss from Berríos. So here comes the speed for the Red Sox. This is that 1-2-3 combo the Red Sox really can torment people with. I mean, Hamilton, Rafaela, and Duran, those are 3 burners in a row.
And if you're pitching and if you know a guy's a burner on first base, it just messes with you a little bit. You have to think about hitting the glove. What pitches are you going to throw?
Alejandro Kirk, not the best thrower in the world. Here is Cedán, who takes a ball inside. I mean, that's 5 straight balls to begin the inning. And you think the Red Sox are going to shift into neutral here a little bit.
He's showing a little bit of frustration on the mound, too. His body language, he's kicking the dirt, shaking his head a little bit. It's frustrating to be able to not have that same feel that you would in 50-degree weather or hotter.
Runner goes. The 1-0 is taken for a strike. No chance to get Hamilton. Head first slide throw into the outfield. I think you could have made a case. That was a little hold job by the second baseman, Jimenez. Hamilton might have hurt himself going into the bag because he did not spring up like he usually does. I mean, he absolutely launched himself into second, his second steal of the year. And I really think something was bothering him there because he didn't even pick up the baseball. He's grabbing at his left hamstring. That is a problem. On a cold night like that, you always worry about that.
Yeah, nobody came out. Maybe he told them, listen, I'm okay. There was a little bit of a grimace.
1-1 to Rafaela. Inside, did that hit him? No, and I'm not sure how it didn't.
But you're right, Jimenez looks like he was holding him back right there. Whether he was wanting to go to third base or not, wasn't allowed.
It's a play where you almost just want him to stand up and act like he's being held.
You'll get the bag at that point.
2-1 to Cedán. The breakout game last night. The pitch is low and outside, and Berríos does not have much in this inning. It's 3-1 to Cedán.
At this point, just take until you get a strike. Take until you get a strike. He's not really showing any sort of capability to throw the ball in the zone.
3 balls and a strike to Cedán Rafaela. And they throw to second. They got him. That cannot happen. Hamilton, I think he's hurt. I really do. The Red Sox are talking to the video room. Hamilton is grimacing and wincing at the second base bag, and they will not challenge this. That is just an unforgivable base running mistake. He was flat-footed. Berríos quickly spun and turned to second, and that is an enormous first out. That can't happen.
It's a really good play by the Blue Jays right there. Typically, they come set, wait a second, and then throw over.
3-1 to Cedán is fouled back to the screen. How much that changed the complexion of this whole inning.
Yeah, Berríos right there. He got his sign, and before he actually came set, he spun around and threw the ball to second base. Caught him by surprise.
I mean, Hamilton's a wonderful base runner. He's been so valuable to the Red Sox. With his speed, though, he's going to score on anything into the outfield. You just cannot get picked off in that spot.
Definite rally killer right there.
3-2 to Cedán. Duran on deck to pitch. Inside, ball 4. And again, that's another reason why that play hurts so much, because Berríos does not have much right now. And to your point, Lenny, he is in his own head big time on the mound.
You can see him talking to each other. He's waving his hands around. There's definite frustration right there. It's another reason why he can't get picked off right there. Let him dig his own hole.
And how it might have been different had Hamilton not looked to kind of pull a hammy and not stand up and get maybe the obstruction call to third. Here now Duran. I'm sure Cedán's thinking about it. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. The Netflix show is coming out tonight. And in the 4th episode, Duran talks at length about his struggles with mental health and about how at one point he made an attempt to take his own life and it didn't work. Thank God for that. Here's the 0-1, and it is on the ground to the right side, into the outfield. That's a base hit. Rafael around second. Hill head for third. Duran is heading for second. Springer's throw, not in time. Duran is doing it all. His second double, and the Red Sox have him at second and third with only one away.
It just does not get old seeing him get to second base on a plate where he has no business being there. That's what an electric player right there. Getting on second base, making up for the last play where he's picked off.
It's just a joy to watch him, and that's not the reason we're happy that he's still around, but you'll see it. It's a really moving conversation, which Aaron and Alex Cora had a lot to say about that. We'll get into it as the broadcast goes along, but for now, second and third with one out for Rafi. Got to get a run in here. The pitch is a strike on the bottom of the zone. I mean, the Red Sox would have a run in here were it not for the pickoff. You have to capitalize here against Jose Barrios. Second and third. Red Sox will score 2 on anything to the outfield here. 0-1 is high in the air into center field. Tracking back, turning around. There to make the play is Lukes. Rafaela will score from third. Duran over to third, and he took a big turn there. It's a sac fly for Devers, and they're 2 away.
You almost think Duran could have scored on that as well, the way he was chugging around for second base.
He put so much pressure on the defense. So, how large the pickoff still looms. And now with a runner at third, a 1-run deficit and 2 down. Here's Alex Bregman. Anyway, Alex Cora just said today, I commend Jaron for his bravery. I've known about it for a long time, but what he was willing to talk about, he really believes will save other people's lives. Here's Bregman, a fastball on the inside corner. It's 0-1.
Yeah, there's a stigma that used to be around in a baseball clubhouse where, you know, I talked about it when I was on Nesson today, where you rub some dirt on it physically, right? But if you rub some dirt on the mental approach, after a while, you got a mound of sand on top of you. You're dirt, right?
There's no doubt about it. 0-1 to Bregman after a bad call. The pitch is high in the air into center field. Racing in is Lukes. And on the run, he's there to make the play. And the inning is over. The Red Sox get a run back. But the pickoff, the biggest play of that inning. 2-1, though, after 3. Richard Fitz back to the mound after this. More on Duran when we return to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents the killer of productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run. Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Starts tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Art, Fitzy, and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Richard Fix on the mound for the Red Sox. 8-9-1. Nathan Lukes, first pitch. Slider down and in for ball 1. It is a miserable night at Fenway Park. Light mist continuing to fall. Pitch black skies. Temperatures in the mid-30s now. 1-0, the 62nd pitch for Fitz, inside a fastball. And it is 2-0. This could get uncomfortable for the Red Sox here in a minute. I mean, he called up Robert Stock. He used Chris Swell yesterday for multiple innings. He's now down in AAA. The bullpen very thin. The 2-0 is a little outside. Lenny, though, the good news is you can survive today and you feel great about tomorrow because Garrett Crochet is waiting in the wings.
Yeah, his last outing was lights out.
3-0. That's a strike from Fitz.
He's a guy that wants to go 8-9 innings You could tell he did not want to give up the ball. He went in the dugout. Was no eye contact with Alex Cora whatsoever. Don't look at me.
Leave me in. 3-1. Here's the pitch from Fitz, and it is popped up back at third base. Bregman out onto the turf there is able to make the play, one away.
Nights like tonight, I remember sitting in the bullpen. I'm 100% sure that it's changed since then, but we had this little space heater that looked like a jet engine, and there was either the sweet spot or your arm is melting. And the rookies, guess where we used to sit?
The melt zone. So with one down, here's Alan Roden. 2-1 Blue Jays in the top of the fourth. Roden, his first time, great diving, leaping grab by Bregman. Here's strike one on a curveball. Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Red Sox. 0-1 is a bunt foul on the third base side. And it is 0-2. Dan Barry wrote a great book about the longest ever baseball game played between the Pawtucket Red Sox and the Rochester Red Wings. They did not have space heaters. They quite literally were going out into the area around McCoy Stadium and finding excess wood, putting it in barrels and lighting it and making fires. The 0-2, swing and a miss. He got him 96 miles an hour, and it's 2 away.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't have, or if I didn't take part in a bonfire in a bullpen. Because Arizona Fall League, we had one going one year. Yeah, you know, a bunch of knuckleheads, just 23 bored. Years old, bored in the bullpen. I'm not getting in there today.
Bullpens are fun places, that's for sure. The home of personalities and sometimes some misfit toys. Here is Bo Bichette. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner. I can only imagine some of the great conversations and laughs you had in bullpens.
Ugh. We had guys eating insects for money. Talk about bored. How much you pay me to eat that grasshopper?
0-1 is swung on a miss. Bichette tied up there. And, of course, now they sell them for like $10 in Seattle.
Protein. This is right off of the freaking fence, though. There's no
there was no grilling. Yeah.
No.
Legs still moving in your mouth. The 0-2 is a foul off the end of the bat. And it stays no balls and 2 strikes. The 110th pitch brought to you by 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. 110 Grill is proud to be an official partner of the WEEI Red Sox radio network. No balls and 2 strikes. Fits into the wind. He throws. And a swing and a foul. He got away with a slider there. It is an 0-2 count, though. So Bichette kind of defensive. Back to the screen.
He's shown the ability to hit a fastball, and his last at-bat actually hit a breaking ball. So he's going to be very careful with Bichette right here.
2 down, bases empty. 2-1 Blue Jay lead. The pitch is swing and a miss. He got him. Elevated fastball. That was a really impressive and important inning for Richard Fitz. To the bottom of the fourth we go. 2-1 Blue Jays. Casas, Story, and Abreu after this on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Introducing the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, featuring an all-new hybrid powertrain and Subaru's trusted symmetrical all-wheel drive. Explore up to 581 miles on a single tank and our most fuel-efficient Forester ever, with a self-charging battery for uninterrupted adventure. A little love goes a long, long way. Enjoy more more efficiency, more value, and more performance, all with lower emissions. A little love goes a long way in the Subaru Forester Hybrid, starting at $34,995. For complete details and to learn more about the 2025 Forester Hybrid, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com.
A little love goes a long, long way.
A little love goes a long way.
A little love goes a long, long way.
Hi, this is Tristan Casas. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
To the bottom of the fourth we go. Tristan Casas leads it off in the Herb Chambers batting order, brought to you by Herb Chambers Lincoln of Norwood and Lincoln of Westboro. Casas a little swing happier early in counts. Barrios throws, and Tristan takes a strike on the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch at the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. Tristan, is 2 for 9. 2 strikeouts against this pitcher. He's all over the Netflix series releasing tonight. The 0-1 is a soft ground ball on the right side. Jimenez has it. From a knee, he throws to first in time, and Tristan is out number 1.
Looks like he's just ahead of that ball. That's an outer third pitch. His barrel's just getting a little bit too out front into the bat, bottom of the barrel. A little bit more patient. Think about using that wall. That wall can be your friend as a left-handed hitter. The deeper you see it, the farther that ball is going to go.
It certainly has worked for Raffi and Abreu in this opening homestand. Here now is Trevor Story, who grounded to short his first time. 2-1 Blue Jays in the fourth. Barrios throws, and a pitch misses in. On the mound at Fenway, Lenny, did you have to pitch differently because of the short porch in left?
I tried not to think about it, to be honest. I mean, when you're standing on the rubber, you reach your right arm out. It feels like you can touch the wall, to be honest. You try not to think about it too much.
1-0 is a strike in there for a fastball. I would imagine, too, you got to kind of move on. When you make a good pitch, a mistake, a little flare off the end of the bat catches green.
Absolutely, and I had reverse splits. I was always better against righties than I was against lefties, so I'm always trying to throw inside to the righties with that cutter.
See the power of your cutter. Here's a ground ball on the left side of the infield, backhanded by Bichette. Throw to first in time, and Story is gone for out number 2.
Toward the end of my career, I tried to drop down, be one of those sidewinder guys, just to lengthen my career a little bit. It didn't work out, but I gave it my best shot.
Imagine it'd be so hard to command stuff down there after spending your whole life throwing the normal way.
You're 30-something years old, and you try to change that. That's how you get hurt, too, to be honest.
Here's Wilyer Abreu. 2-1 Jays in the fourth. The pitch is a little bit outside. I think that is a big part, Lenny, of what's going on with injuries in baseball today, because as we prioritize velocity and spin and different pitch mixes, we're telling guys on the mound to do stuff they've never done before. The 1-0 is a ground ball on the right side, backhanded by Guerrero. Barrios, good athlete. He races over to the bag in time to get Abreu, and it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the fourth for the Sox. 2-1 Toronto after 4 on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
For the 48th year in a row, Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks. The trucks that move mountains also move boats, bricks, and 2x4s. Work days and weekends, job sites and campsites. F-150 and Super Duty never stop working, just like you. Ford F-Series, official truck of your Boston Red Sox, and America's #1 selling trucks for 48 years straight. It's a record that may never be broken. Until next year. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 CY total sales.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Starts tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Richard Fitz was excellent in the fourth inning, and now another test in the fifth. It'll be Guerrero, Santander, and Jimenez. Blue Jays lead 2-1 here on a chilly and damp night at Fenway Park. Not a huge crowd, but who can blame anyone for not being here tonight? We have the window closed. We're under roof. We got some heat going, although Doug Lane is really sort of hogging the heat up on the top row of the Joe Castiglione broadcast booth.
It's my fault for the window open, or is it closed?
No, I don't think so. Here's Vladdy driving the first pitch up the middle into center field. That's a base hit. Guerrero is aboard to lead off the fifth. You say fault. I mean, I was thinking about having it open to start the game, but you were in TV attire, beautiful blue sport coat and a pink shirt. And I think you just talked the crazy out of me. We're probably in much better shape with the window closed.
Well, we came in and I was looking for the meat hanging, and I didn't know exactly where I was.
It did look like a scene out of The Sopranos in here.
Carbone over there in the corner.
Here's Anthony Santander as Fitz goes through the order for the third time here. The pitch is up and in, and I don't know how he didn't get hit. He dropped the bat, spinning out of the way. It is 1-0. Normally, almost any situation, I'd prefer to have the window open. You feel much more connected to the game, but this one is miserable. I mean, now the wind is blowing in. The mist would be blowing in our faces, so I'm glad you didn't bring a coat here tonight.
What's that movie, Alive in Chile? That's all I'm picturing right now.
Yeah. Our plane has not crashed, and we're not going to eat each other yet. 1-0.
It's only the fifth.
Give it some time. Guerrero being held over there at first by Casas. What an interesting picture that is. Seeing Tristan Casas standing next to Vlad Guerrero, because you know that Tristan heard all the rumors about the Red Sox desire to maybe go get Vladdy. 1-0 is on the ground to Tristan. He picks it perfectly. Little double clutch, throw to second for one. Relay to first, two, double play. 3-6-3, and they're two away.
It's a great job using that first pitch. Yeah, it was a ball. Yeah, it was nowhere close to the strike zone, but it moved him off the plate just enough to keep him off that next pitch.
That's a big double play. And the fifth inning bell is brought to you by Russell Hackman and the team at Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premium retirement planning specialist with offices in Boston, Wakefield, Waltham, and Hingham. So now two down. Here's Andres Jimenez. Strike on the inside corner, not just for the score and situation. That's a huge pitch for Fitz because he's thrown 77 pitches, and they really would like him to get through the sixth. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. A changeup, and it's 0-2. That is the 16th double play the Red Sox have turned.
That's the biggest difference, in my opinion. Other than the acquisitions on the mound, you look at the defense that allows those said players on the mound to go out and pitch to the defense. If you're not pitching to try to get a ground ball, you're trying to strike everybody out, that's going to end up in walks. You're not going to pitch to the best of your ability.
No balls and two strikes. They play him to pull on the infield. The pitch is outside. Again, this Netflix thing is going to release tonight. We've been lucky enough to watch most of it. I think Brian Bayo's going to benefit from it. All these Red Sox pitchers are. When plays are made behind you, you can throw with more conviction. The 1-2 is low. Isn't that the case, Lenny? You just feel more able to challenge hitters with good gloves behind you.
Yeah, on days when you're not throwing with icicles on the baseball, your mentality is go out there and pitch inside the strike zone, get them with strikes, and get them out with balls.
2-2 is just a little outside. He tried to expand a little bit away. 95, and it's 3-2.
It's getting to the point right here with this at-bat. He really needs to buckle down and get this at-bat to have a prayer of going into the next inning.
Springer's out on deck. 3-2. The pitch is inside. He walked him. He has not had a feel for the breaking stuff. So that is a 2-out walk, just as he issued in the first inning. So now 82 pitches thrown. And Lenny's right. That will complicate things trying to get into the sixth inning.
So he could make a pitch right here, get a ground ball, get out of this. He still has a shot.
That's his 4th walk. Again, the conditions are just brutal to pitch here tonight, especially in the shirt sleeves. 2 outs, the pitch is swung on and missed. Slider, good one. That's the best he's thrown tonight. It's 0-1.
It's just been inconsistent. You see pitches like that where they're just dotted up, great late breaking action, and then the other one will be 3 feet before home plate. That's what happens when the ball feels like this in this weather.
0-1. We always remember Chris Sale, who refused to wear sleeves on any night, even ones like this. Runner goes 0-1, throw to second, not in time, and dropped by Hamilton. It was a great pop time by Narvaez to get it out of the glove, but then not his strongest throw. That was a pretty good jump by Jimenez, but a stronger throw would have had him. It's a steal. Pitch was a strike. It's 0-2.
Looked like he grabbed the 2-seamer right there. Had a lot of arm side movement towards right field.
So now an even bigger setup here for Fitz, facing Springer. Bullpen stirring. 85th pitch is about to come home. And here it is. And an up and in fastball. 93 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. The code word of the game is TEK33. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points. TEK33. The captain. 1-2. The pitch is a check swing. Did he go? No. Carlos Narvaez sure thought he did. That was a close pitch, too. No swing, no strike, and it's 2-2.
I like what he's thinking, though. The fastball before that pitch was high and tied up and then moved his head physically. You can see it. Going back to that breaking ball away, just missed by an inch.
So runner at second, 2 down, 2-1 Blue Jays, 2-2. Here's the pitch, and it's inside a fastball. And it's 3-2. He keeps trying to rub his right hand on the back right pant leg, blows into his hand. He just cannot feel the baseball right now. Now he walks back down the back slope, kicks some dirt out of his spikes, a little extra breather before a critical pitch to Springer.
See when he was wiping off his feet, he got a little bit of spit on his fingers right there. Just a little extra rear back right here.
3-2. Looks to second. He throws. And a swing and a shot inside the bag at third. That's going to score another run past the dive of Bregman. Coming home to score is Jimenez. They got Springer back to first base with a cutoff throw. It is 3-1 Toronto. Another hanging slider from Fitz that got hammered. And Lenny, it's hard out there right now on the mound. It is. I'm not down there in the rain and the cold, but that's a really tough pitch to justify in this situation.
Yeah, but he threw it 2 pitches in a row. The first one was pretty good. That one just got a little bit too much of the plate right there. Springer probably looking for it in that instance right there. Knows that it's not his best pitch today. Saw a little spin, recognized it, and put the barrel on it.
Here is Alejandro Kirk. He swings and pops the first pitch into right field. Look out. Here comes Abreu calling off Hamilton. And the inning's over. Springer, hot start to the year on a cold night at Fenway. He gives the Jays a 2-run lead. Halfway home at Fenway, 3-1 Toronto on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
In our Can Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Carlos Narvaez to lead it off in this fifth inning. The fourth inning was brought to you by Cars for Kids. Never been an easier way to donate your car. Get rid of your old car. Donate today. Your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate at carsforkids.com. And as you know, that's cars with a K. So here is Narvaez, who came on for Connor Wong. Connor took either a bat or a ball off his left hand and left the game. Here is Narvaez, who grounds the first pitch to short. Bichette has it, throws to first in time, and on one pitch, there's one away.
If you're Barrios, you're looking for early contact like that. You're looking for someone to swing at a fastball. If he wants to get deep into this game, limit the 3-2 counts. Don't let them get deep into the count. If you're the Red Sox hitters, you got to see a couple pitches right here. We saw him earlier in this game digging his own hole, being frustrated on the mound with the location. Let him go out and do that again.
He's only thrown 47 pitches. Super efficient. They've been in swing mode, which can happen on a cool night like this. The pitch to Hamilton is a strike. He bluffed the bunt, pulled it back, and takes strike one. I think the pickoff of Hamilton to this point is the biggest play in the game. Out at second after David last time walked and stole second. The 0-1 is another strike. Perfect slider curveball hybrid, and it's 0-2.
He's feeling it now. The location of that pitch right there and the late breaking action. He can go out about getting a hitter out in so many different ways getting into this count.
That's the thing about Barrios. 0-2. The pitch is a little low. When he gets rolling, he can totally own an opponent. It's amazing. This is his 16th start against the Red Sox. 3.84 career ERA. Twins and Blue Jays. 1-2. The pitch is on the ground toward first. Vladdy to his left gloves. He'll try to win a foot race, and he does barely beat Hamilton. That was not the wise choice by Guerrero, but it worked out okay, and just like that, 2 away.
So he threw 3 different breaking balls right there. It was the same pitch, but the location was completely different. He threw it in an 0-1 count to get to 0-2. Then he went down below the zone about 2 or 3, 4 inches. Didn't bite on it, and he threw the same pitch, but it was about 6, 7 inches inside to get on the hands. It's a great job right there, utilizing one pitch for different locations.
As you said, I mean, this guy looks like a kid who grew up as a shortstop, which he did. I mean, he's a really spectacular athlete. Doesn't have a typical pitcher's build. 30 years old, but he can get on a roll. Pitches with a ton of swagger. 2 down. Here's Rafaela. The pitch is fisted foul. Straight back, and it's 0-1. We take 10 seconds. Station ID, Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Here is Cedon swinging and fouling a pitch back, and just like that, it's 0-2. Barrios is really filling up the zone.
You can tell as the game goes on, he's feeling warmer. The fingertips are feeling that baseball. He's not showing any sort of frustration when you're going 0-2 every count.
2 down, bases empty. 3-1 Blue Jays in the fifth. Here's the 0-2. Cedon takes low, a slider. And it's 1-2. League leaders and who's circling the drain, presented by Drains by James. We've got a little advanced metrics today for the league leaderboard. At Drains by James, they give a poop about your pipes. I mean, you might like that, Lenny. Come on.
Out of the options, I mean, poop, I guess, is the best one for that, right?
Yeah, it's true. 1-2 to Cedon. Here's the pitch, and he takes a ball in the dirt. All right, hard hit percentage in baseball right now. The league leader is Ben Rice of the Yankees, 72%. Then Nathaniel Lowe, Rafi Devers, Brian De La Cruz, and Pavin Smith of the D-backs.
Well, you figured Rafi would be on the list. De La Cruz is probably perennial on that list, right?
Amazing.
Now, is it the torpedo bat? How is that factoring into any of this?
And probably helping a lot of guys. 2-2 to Cedon, who's hit it hard lately. The pitch is outside. Good take. Borderline, but I think that definitely was a ball, and it's 3-2. The other flip side of that, the people circling the drain, Kyle Isbell of Kansas City, Adam Frazier of Pittsburgh, and Johnny DeLuca of Tampa Bay. Under 10% hard hit rate. 3-2 to Cedon. The pitch is ripped foul on the right field side. Cedon, Lenny, looked so much more comfortable at the plate last night.
Yeah, it's about not going out of the zone, right? Being aware of different balls and strikes. You can see it in this at bat too. He's taking close pitches. If he's going to be successful, he's got to stay inside the zone and do damage there.
3-2 is swinging and a ground ball foul on the third base side. They lowered his hands. They give him a little leg kick. And so the timing mechanism for Rafaela at the plate is a little bit different, trying to sync up, getting that front left foot down and drive the hands through the zone.
With 2 strikes, all bets are off, obviously. With 2 strikes, you're trying to choke up and put the ball in play. But yeah, there's something to that. When you get your foot down, that's the timing mechanism. The foot goes down, the hands deliver right after that.
3 for 4 last night with Cedon. 3-1 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 5th. It is just an awful night for baseball. Mist swirling around. 3-2 is grounded toward third. A foul ball just outside the third base bag. That would have easily been an infield hit. Looked like it might have gone over the bag. The fans thought it did, but it's foul, and Cedon will do it again. 3-2. This tonight does not feel like Curacao.
I thought being from Florida, this would be a contrast.
That's just part of being a Red Sox player. I mean, they learn it in Portland. They learn it now in Worcester. So you get sort of used to it. But that, I still don't think, prepares you after 8 weeks in Florida to come into a night like this.
I've been in Rhode Island now for 10 years, and snow's still kind of a novelty for me. I don't mind shoveling at this point.
Come over to my place. I'll lend you my snowblower. The 3-2 is on the ground over the glove of Barrios. It's going to be a tough chance. Glove by Jimenez. Throws to first in time. And Cedon is retired. Good defense for the Jays. We're through 5, 3-1 Toronto in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents The Killer of Productivity. It was an ordinary workday until...
Oh no, this meeting could have been an email.
Run.
Canva had a creative solve.
Forget email. I'll just put the info the team needs in a Canva doc, and I'll make it visual with images, charts, and graphics.
Bring productivity killers to justice with creativity. Love your work at canva.com.
If you or a loved one are a Rhode Islander over 55 or living with a disability, the Rhode Island Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC, is your resource hub for aging and disability support. Simplify your search for answers and get free expert guidance on long-term care, including Medicare, housing, and more. Call 401-462-4444 to talk with an ADRC specialist, or search RIADRC online, a service of the Rhode Island Office of Healthy Aging.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Murano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
This weekend, only at Macy's, it's our lowest prices of spring. How low? Diamond rings, pendants, and earrings, only $399, originally $1,500. Ninja blenders, now $89.99. And $395 men's designer suits, only $99.99. So if you're wondering why you should shop Macy's lowest prices sale, well, the name pretty much says it all. It's our lowest prices for one weekend only. Starts tomorrow at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Your smart speaker
I need to do a little play-by-play as Will Wagner swings at the first pitch of the top of the 6th. Lazy fly into left, and Jarren Duran drops it. That was Trevor Story and Jarren coming together. A little miscommunication there. They've been so good together. Indecision. And it drops in the leadoff man aboard here in the 6th.
We haven't seen that much this season. For me, it's always easier to catch the ball coming in right there, especially with Duran's speed.
Trevor did pull away, and it hit Jarren kind of right on the heel of the glove. He has played elite defense. I think they'll have to score that an error. It is. He was right there. Again, nothing is easy on this night. Wind howling. It's cold. It's rainy. Here's Nathan Lukes. Fouled straight back. That might have gone into the Nesson booth. They got the window closed, though. They had it open early, and then they wised up. They decided to live on the DiNardo plan, and it's 0-1.
Now, do you want me to? I can start an inning if you want. I mean, do you have any pointers, though, just in case this happens?
That was just a little rookie hazing there, just seeing how you handle it. The 0-1 is in the dirt and no chance for Narvaez. That was totally spiked. And did it hit the batter? No, I don't think so, but it's a dead ball. It bounced out of play, and it is 1-1. It's one of these weird things after you do this sport for so many years. You got this internal clock, and you know exactly when it's going to come back. For some reason, I just know what 90 seconds is in a very weird way. 1-1. Fitz is at the belt. Here's the pitch, and it is a strike on the outside corner. I was just back at the locker organizing a couple things, and you looked at me like you were about to kill me when I just came back down.
If you were 5 seconds later, I was about to propel down Fenway Park's.
All you have to say is the first pitch is outside. Ball one.
All right, got it.
Here's the 1-2. A little looper into shallow left. Story can't get it. It's into left field for a hit, and Duran picks it up. The runner there, Wagner, had to hold at second in case Trevor made the play. He could not, and real trouble here in the sixth.
At this point, you're just trying to make a pitch, get the ball on the ground, get that double play, trade the run for it, a couple outs, and hopefully the offense comes through, which they have.
But I won't do that to you, Lenny. Don't worry. I won't force you into the play-by-play fires just yet. Middlebrooks hasn't done it. Lou started to get a little more comfortable with that last year. But for now, just you do you. Don't worry about it. And I promise you, I will never not be here. Here's Alan Roden, left-handed hitter. The pitch is fouled off the end of the bat, and that's strike one. It's already 3-1 Toronto. And the bullpen is thin for the Red Sox. So Fitz, who's thrown 95 pitches, is going to have to ride this thing out. Bullpen report brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. New England metalroofing.com. Strikeout would be huge here. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. An elevated fastball. The velocity is dipping now. That one 91, and it's 0-2.
After looking at that swing, though, I'm going back up there.
Yes.
I feel like you got to prove that you can get to that pitch before I start throwing something else down to the zone, especially with the way his breaking balls look so far.
Totally. He's thrown 96 pitches tonight, 71 in his last start. They're really pushing Fitz here out of necessity.
Just speaks to where their bullpen is right now.
No
You got to
doubt.
be very thin out there. He's got to get the ball on the ground. If he strikes out this batter and gets the ball on the ground, this is golden for him.
Nobody is up in the bullpen. Wow. 0-2. Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Good block there and a curveball. I mean, the problem is, after the error and base hit, this is the 9-hole hitter. You got Bichette and Guerrero looming. So, in some ways, I mean, the Red Sox offense has been hot, but this is the key hitter of the whole game right here. 1-2 to Roden. Fitz straightens up. He throws, and a check swing. Did he go? I don't think so. No. Curveball in the dirt, 2-2. And Lenny, listen, not to make excuses. The conditions are hard. He has not put enough hitters away in 0-2 counts.
You're correct. And Barrios is out there in the same weather, and he was struggling a little bit, showing some frustration, but it's the same baseball. It's the same temperature. He's got to be able to get it together and adapt in the situation.
Here now, Robert Stock begins to throw. The 2-2 chopper back to the mound. Fitz looks to second, throws there. Relay to first. Not in time, but a good pick by Casas on a low throw. Fitz was really slow to react there. It wasn't hit all that hard, but he hesitated, I think, thinking about the runner at third. Instead, he should have raced to second. As it is, they get the out at the second base bag. One away, runners still at the corners.
Yeah, he wasn't going off the bat. There's no reason to look him back right there. Get that ball and get it to your second baseman, shortstop as soon as possible. Let him take care of it.
Now, Alex Cora has just come out. Are they going to try to challenge this thing? If they are, the only thing I think would be the play at second base. Like, did they interfere with Trevor Story at the bag? Let's listen to the umpires here.
Challenge him to slide at second base to see if there was interference.
And at this point, Lenny, look, it's 3-1. The big hitters are coming up for the Blue Jays. You got a new guy, Robert Stock, in the bullpen. I'm not sure the Red Sox saw anything as much as they figure in this spot. There's no harm in gambling.
Why not? Why not? I mean, in this situation, you got to be able to get in.
Wow. And looking at the replay, Nathan Lukes does connect with Trevor Story's leg with his left hand. I mean, I don't think it impacted things, but they have a chance to win this challenge.
Whether it impacted it or not, the fact that he took his hand out and grabbed his leg as the throw was being made speaks volumes.
He did go out of his way with the left hand. And it's a play that is so different in the rule book these days. Nobody in the entire game is better at this than Mike Brendley, the guy who runs the Red Sox video room. I mean, when he sees something, asks for a challenge. I think the Red Sox have an excellent chance to win this challenge right here. I really do. And what a change that would be. They're in the review room in New York. What a pointless play there by Lukes. There's just no reason to do that with his left hand.
One of my hobbies is looking on YouTube at clips of the 1980s runners going into second base. Have you ever looked at those before?
Oh, my God. Some violent collisions.
Game's changed a little bit. You're right, though. There's no reason why he reached his arm out. He purposely reached his left arm out to grab Trevor Story's left knee as the throw was being made.
They had no chance to turn that.
And it didn't look accidental by any means.
Here's the exact rule. If a runner does not engage in a bona fide slide and initiates contact with the fielder for the purpose of breaking up a double play, he should be called for interference. It was a bona fide slide for sure, but it is that reach out with the left arm that is in question here. A runner who engages in a bona fide slide shall not be called for interference under this rule, even in cases where the runner makes contact with the fielder as a consequence of a permissible slide.
After review, we have interference at second base on the slide. The battle runner is out at first base. We have interference because he grabbed the fielder's leg.
I mean, that is such an awesome challenge by Mike Brendley, Ramon Vasquez, and the Red Sox, and what a huge double play that is.
It wasn't as a consequence of the slide. I think that's the wording right there that made that call overturned right there.
It's a legal slide, but he reached out unnecessarily with his left hand, so huge call there and 2 down. And that's just a really silly play by Lukes. You could tell there was intent. He had no reason to do that, and he absolutely reached out with the left hand. So how does that change this whole inning? Now, 2 outs. I think a really good visit here from Andrew Bailey to try to calm Fitz down as he reaches 100 pitches here tonight. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Red Sox, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions may not be disseminated without the express written consent of EEI and the Red Sox. Lenny, you've been in these spots where you get a break, whether it's an error, a play, whatever. You pick somebody off and you get a chance to cash it in and escape damage. What's the mindset right here?
If you're Richard Fitz and you're coming up on your 100th pitch, you probably know, this is going to be your last batter. So whatever you have in the tank, you have to get it right here, make your pitches, and go right after the batter.
Well, here is Bichette, who's looked really good at the plate. 94-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands. It's 0-1.
And that's actually a great pitch because you know he's ready to go on every first pitch of the at-bat. He's done it so far every at-bat this game. He's swinging at a first pitch. So why not go in a little bit?
And his fastball has been his best pitch. Like to see more heaters here. 0-1 to Bichette. The pitch is a swing and a miss. Fastball up at his hands, and it's 0-2.
I got to tell you, I'm going for a fastball again. I'm not going to the breaking ball. I'm going straight back to the fastball, and I'm going up above the zone.
3-1 Blue Jays. Runner at third. 2 down in the 6th. The pitch is high in the air into center field. Rafaela circles around it. He drifts in. He's there to make the play. Stumbling at the end on a cold and rainy night. How big is the interference at second base? Big time ruling. What a great challenge. And the Red Sox stay within 2. To the bottom of the 6th we go on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
If you or a loved one are a Rhode Islander over 55 or living with a disability, the Rhode Island Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC, is your resource hub for aging and disability support. Simplify your search for answers and get free expert guidance on long-term care, including Medicare, housing, and more. Call 401-462-4444 to talk with an ADRC specialist, or search RIADRC online, a service of the Rhode Island Office of Healthy Aging.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want, like all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Potentially a game-changing review and challenge one for the Red Sox. Jarren Duran to lead it off in the bottom of the sixth, trailing by 2, and that's a slider that misses badly from Berríos for ball 1. I mean, Duran has 2 doubles tonight. Guy who led the universe in doubles and triples a year ago. The night that Red Sox fans get his All-Star Game bobblehead. 1-0. Berríos throws, and Jarren takes way outside a changeup, and it's 2-0. He will grab at some dirt on the mound, Berríos, rub the right pant leg, trying to find a grip on the baseball. He wants a new pearl. It's just miserable to do anything, but most especially to pitch.
Every inning's different. You're Duran right now, and you're 2-0, and he doesn't look comfortable those first 2 pitches. I'm taking this as a 3-0 count.
2-0 to Duran. Weissert is now warming in the pen for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch, and it is a strike. That's a good take in my mind, Lenny. I mean, look, the 2 bad misses by Berríos. You're down 2. You need base runners.
You're still at 2-1, looking for 1 pitch in 1 zone, ready to hop on it when he throws it here.
3-1 Blue Jays. 2-1 to Duran. The pitch is high in the air into left field. It hangs up a little bit for Roden in front of the warning track. He drifts in. He makes the play. Jarren did not square that one up. And there's 1 away. Arbella Insurance Foundation, dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher during this year, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here for the Jimmy Fund and here for good. Here now is Raffy. He was driven in a run, a sac fly, and grounded out to second. That interference call at second base allows the Red Sox to stay away from Stock. They'll go to Weissert and some of the more high-leverage relievers. And some reason for delay here. The ball boy is going to bring out some more rosin for the pitcher. He's got it, Colin does, in his back pocket in a Ziploc bag. And you don't blame Berríos for needing a little more stick.
I mean, back in the day, we were talking in a break about what the pitchers used to use, and I've had teammates that their body looked like Bob Ross's palate. They're just going for different substances all over the place.
It looks like a pretty little tree. Ought to live right here by this cabin. 1 out for Raffy. The pitch is outside. The Bob Ross PBS painting show, mesmerizing. I mean, anytime it's on, I can't change the channel. Plus, the afro's so good.
Did you know that he was a drill sergeant in his previous career?
I did know that. Here's the 1-0. Great documentary on him. Raffy can't hold his swing up on a changeup, and it's 1-1. But it's like the big pitcher Harris in Major League, where he's got Crisco and all kinds of other things all over his body.
It was a thing. I mean, you had substances, LA Looks in your hair, Bullfrog lotion, Barbasol shaving cream.
1-1 is ripped to short, but right at Bichette. It almost ate him alive. That was triple digits for Raffy, but right into the defense, and they're 2 away. You would have never cheated, though, Lenny. No substances used for you.
Sorry, my mic and headphones just broke right there for a second. They're back now.
I can understand pitchers wanting to get a little grip, though. I mean, these things are slippery, not always rubbed up the same way.
Let's just say I'm a big fan of Gaylord Perry. Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry. He got it done.
Here's Alex Bregman. The pitch is outside, a slider, and it's 1-0. I mean, you hear all these tales of how catchers would sort of cut up their shin guards to very subtly scuff the baseball back up before they threw it to the mound.
And I never considered it cheating.
1-0 is swung on and missed, and it's 1-1 to Bregman.
I figured it's part of the game. It's a game within the game. And we pitchers are using the same substances the hitters have on their bat.
They got pine tar all over the place. I mean, I do think there's an argument to be made. It did get out of hand, though. 1-1 to Bregman. Pitch to him is drilled down the left field line. This is going to be extra bases for Bregman. It scoots all the way to the wall. He takes the turn at first, heads for second with a foot first slide. He's in there with a 2-out double.
Prototypical Bregman swing right there. Nice line drive cut, getting to the baseball inside. Loves to pull the ball. It's why he's going to be so good and has been so good at Fenway Park.
He's just tailor-made for this place. So now Casas has a chance. The Blue Jays want to look at this. I thought for sure he beat the throw, Lenny. What did you see?
From way up here, it looked like he was safe.
Ooh, very close. You know, it was a good job out there in left by Rodin. The tag comes to the shin. The question is, was the foot on the bag? It's so close, Lenny. I'm not sure. We'll see if it gets broken down frame by frame, whether there's a look that proves that he's out. I think it's too close.
Too close. Now, have you noticed that a lot of hitters, base runners, are going into second base feet first rather than doing that swim move?
I have, and I don't blame them because too many bad things can happen on your hands and wrists.
It's the tools that you use for your living, right?
Well, I also think in that case, Bregman was a little bit surprised that the throw came that quickly to him. I think off the bat, he thought that's an easy double. He kind of had to kick it into fifth gear at the last moment. We'll see.
That's extremely close.
Well, here come the call.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Toronto will retain their challenge.
So, back-to-back half innings with big-time reviews at second base. The Red Sox, instead of having Casas up at the tying run, will go to the seventh, trailing 3-1 in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Jenna Fisher.
And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies.
Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere.
Every Wednesday, we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
If you or a loved one are a Rhode Islander over 55 or living with a disability, the Rhode Island Aging and Disability Resource Center, or ADRC, is your resource hub for aging and disability support. Simplify your search for answers and get free expert guidance on long-term care, including Medicare, housing, and more. Call 401-462-4444 to talk with an ADRC specialist or search RIADRC online, a service of the Rhode Island Office of Healthy Aging.
Visit the 99 Restaurant Monday through Wednesday for their newest big deal meal, the Crispy Fried Twin Catch with North Atlantic cod and crispy shrimp. Just $14.99 every Monday through Wednesday. You gotta love the nines.
This is Scott McFarlane of McFarlane Energy. While there's no shortage of companies offering air conditioning, heating oil delivery, boilers, furnaces, heat pumps, we stand apart from the rest. Since opening our doors in 1946, our goal has been to deliver the best combination of price, expertise, and equipment to all of Eastern Mass and the Cape.
Upgrade your air conditioning system or ductless mini split before the summer rush and receive $500 off a complete heating or cooling system replacement. Visit McFarlaneEnergy.com or check out their 2,800 Google reviews and 4.9 rating. McFarlaneEnergy.com.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Greg Weissert is on for the Red Sox as we go to the seventh inning. Welcome to the ballgame. Here's Vlad Guerrero Jr. 2, 3, and 4 for the Jays, who lead 3-1. The pitch is a little bit inside. Weissert has had an awesome start to the season.
I mean, you can see why. That's a terrible angle if you're a hitter, especially with this weather right here. Low three-quarter, not to mention 93, 94-mile-an-hour fastball with sink.
1-0. Ripped foul down the right field line. A $500 million man is Vlad Guerrero Jr. It's been kind of a wild ride for him with the Blue Jays. He and Rafi Devers came up at exactly the same time. They were on the kind of the same career trajectory. 1-1 from Weissert to Vladdy. Here's the pitch, and it is looped into right field. Another hit for Guerrero. He's aboard for the third time in a row, and it's a leadoff hit against Weissert here in the 7th.
You can see him shaking his hand right there. That was right off the knuckles.
He's just so strong. He got enough of that. That'll frustrate Weissert. But for a long time, the conversation was about who's the best young third baseman in the game, Guerrero or Rafi Devers. Of course, Vladdy has moved over now to first base, where he stands with Tristan Casas. Here now, Anthony Santander. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Early in his career, Lenny, it looked like Vlad Guerrero was like his father, like on a superstar track. Then, after a couple brilliant years, he really took a step back. He was not in great shape. Recommitted himself a year ago and burst back onto the scene. The 0-1 is in the dirt. Nice little block there by Narvaez.
You're right. His dad had a completely different frame. He was a lot taller, a lot leaner, longer. Vladdy's a little bit stockier, stronger. I don't want to say stronger, but stronger looking individual.
Yeah, Vlad was a true freak. His dad was.
But if you're talking about Devers and Vladdy, the better third baseman, Devers was making strides. He was becoming a better third baseman.
He was. 1-1 is in the dirt, a changeup. But when you get a chance to get a guy like Bregman, you go for it.
There's no comparison between Bregman and Rafi, to be honest. So he's in the right position now.
And it looks like he's settling in as the DH. 2-1. And another jam for Red Sox pitchers here in the top of the 7th. 3-1 Jays. Weissert throws, and a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. That's a good pitch, and it's 2-2. Yankees lost earlier today, 6-2 in Detroit. They've got awful weather there, too. In fact, some game times being adjusted in the Motor City. 6-2 earlier today. The 2-2 from Weissert is fouled back to the screen. Subaru New England scoreboard. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at Subaru.NewEngland.com.
If you're Weissert, you're trying to put the ball on the ground here. There's a reason why this defense has more double plays than any other defense in the league right now.
Story behind the bag. Hamilton way over in the hole at second. 2-2. The pitch is strike 3 called. Fastball right there on the black, and a big first out for Weissert.
He's got a sneaky fast fastball. He's very deceptive. He's got a weird angle, but that will get up on you if you let it. 93 right there on the black.
One thing about the Blue Jays is a lot like the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, Barrios is rolling here today, but the problem with this team is the back end of their bullpen is absolutely nasty. Here's Andres Jimenez, who fouls the first pitch off on the third base side. They will close with Jeff Hoffman, who's off to a great start in this season, and Yimi Garcia has been the setup man and also dominant to start the year. So they do shorten the game, these Blue Jays. They lead 3-1 with Guerrero at first and 1 out in the 7th. 0-1 to Jimenez. The pitch is outside, 1-1.
You just don't want to look back at the end of the game or when the game's over and look at tiny little mistakes that could have made the difference. And I feel like, I'm afraid we're at that point right now where if they do go in and throw their studs, which they're going to do, it's going to be rough to dig out of this.
Especially that pickoff of Hamilton at second. 1-1 is loop foul on the left field line. You just never know, Lenny, when the biggest play in a game will arrive. And Barrios, as much as almost anybody in the game, feels like a true momentum pitcher. And they had him on the ropes after a couple walks. He couldn't throw a strike, and that pickoff changed everything. 1-2. The pitch is a soft ground ball to the right side. Maybe they'll turn to second for one. Story will not make the relay. That was not a great flip from Hamilton. Plus, it wasn't hit all that hard. They get Guerrero at second, 2 down.
Took a while to get to Hamilton at second base, and he kind of did this little shuffle throw to shortstop. You want to make sure you get that first out.
Yeah, far and away the most important thing. And I mean, it was not exactly some tailor-made double play. Maybe a more experienced second baseman charges that, flips underhand. Who knows? Might have been a closer play. As it is, 2 down, and here's George Springer. He's had a big night at the plate. Throw to first, and diving back in is Jimenez. This would be a good chance to test Narvaez, although Springer is 2 for 2. He reached on catcher's interference in the first.
Narvaez is throwing the same ball as all the pitchers, too. Might be a little bit slippery.
True. Here it is to Springer, and that misses just low with a fastball, 1-0.
We saw that earlier on a stolen base where the ball kind of slipped out of his hand a little bit. It looked like a two-seamer floated out almost into right field.
1-0 to Springer. 3-1 Jays in the 7th. Runner goes. Pitch is in there. Throw to second. Not in time. Head first slide. That actually was called a ball to Springer. Jimenez stole that off Weissert, who is not at all fast to the plate.
Yeah, most stolen bases are absolutely off the pitcher, especially in the big leagues. These catchers have unbelievable pop times. Ideally, you want to be about 1.3, 1.4 seconds from your first movement to the ball hitting the glove. That gives your catcher enough opportunity to get the ball out towards second base.
2-0. Springer hot at the plate to start the year. Chance to grow their lead here. 2-0. Weissert throws, and a fastball in there for a strike. It's a simple math equation. This is what first base coaches do. They got the stopwatch out. You're talking about 1.3, 1.4 for the pitcher. Anything around or below 1.9 seconds for a catcher is really good. Had those up around 3.1, 3.2 seconds is good. 2-1. The pitch is a little bit outside with a changeup, and it's 3-1.
And if you're a pitcher, you want to vary your times too. You don't want to come set, think 1,001 and throw, 1,001 and throw. You want to vary it. 1,001, 1,003. 2, switch up your time a little bit so they don't know exactly when you're going to make your way towards home plate.
Because if you are predictable, it's a track meet. 2 down, a runner at second. 3-1, dangerous pitch here. Weissert looks to second, he throws, and Springer grounds one on the right side into the outfield, a base hit. Abreu's got the huge arm. Jimenez is coming home, but the slippery ball out of the hand of Abreu. Jimenez scores, and it's 4-1 Toronto.
I think if anybody on this field would have had a shot to throw him out, it would have been Abreu. But unfortunately, the ball was wet. It's cold, slipped right out of his hand when he came up into his crow hop.
And it was a total sort of worm burner. It was in the grass forever before it got to Abreu.
From this perspective, when the ball was rolling in the grass, it looked like a sprinkler flipping up above it.
Those are the conditions. Springer's having a huge night. He has driven in 3 of the Blue Jays' 4 runs as a strike on the outside corner to Alejandro Kirk, 0-1. I mean, look, Springer's dangerous, but that's just pure count leverage. Weissert fell behind him and paid a big price. So
looking for one pitch in one zone, just threw the barrel to it.
The 1 is a little outside with a sweeper, and it is 1-1. Reminder to stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line. 1-1. Springer at first. The pitch, swing and a miss, and a good fastball. And it is 1-2.
Kirk's not your typical big league frame, right? But he's got amazing eye-to-hand coordination, amazing bat speed, great hitter.
Signed him up to a big long-term, big dollar extension this offseason. 1-2, fouled back to the screen. 94 there. And we'll do it again, 1-2. And when the Blue Jays brought Springer over, they were thinking much the same thing Boston considered when they signed Bregman. Winner's mentality, big clutch hitter. To this point, it's just not always worked out. 1-2 is fouled back by the fire hydrant Alejandro Kirk, and it stays 1-2.
It's important to have players, veteran players that have been in the playoffs, and he's been there every year of his career. You said it, college as well. A lot of these youngsters have never had a taste of the playoff atmosphere, and it's nice to be able to go to somebody that has and bounce ideas and questions off of them.
Run in. It's 4-1 Toronto in the 7th. Pitch is up the middle and over the second base bag. Hamilton knocks it down. Looks like he almost hurt himself diving for that ball. Rough night for Hammy, but he kept it on the dirt. It's an infield hit for Alejandro Kirk. I think he's looking at his right wrist after sliding right into that wet dirt.
And normally you slide in this mud, you kind of stick.
That one hit him right off the heel of the glove. Not an easy chance at all. He had to range well to his right. I think most second basemen might not have even gotten to that ball.
To me, it looks like almost, he didn't jam anything, but it looks like he might have scraped some skin off his palm. I think sandpaper.
Man. I mean, think about it. All the Florida time, Mexico, Texas. Beautiful opener here. These guys are dealing with it tonight. And Hamilton looked like he strained his hammy earlier, and now that little hand issue there. Still a big spot for Weissert. The pitch is inside to Will Wagner. I think if this thing gets going more, we'll see Robert Stock get up and throw again. 4-1 Toronto. Somebody just took a sweater off out there. 2 down, a run in. 4-1 Jays. The pitch is foul on the left field side. And it is 1-1. And that's why Robert Stock is here. In the event that this thing kind of gets out of control, you want to save the pen for the Crochet start tomorrow. Not that you banking on needing them, but the rest of this series looms after Garrett starts tomorrow. 1-1. 2 on, 2 out the pitch. Not close. Slider. And it's 2-1.
Stock's a guy with a big arm, too. Kind of a deceptive delivery. It's with the Red Sox back in 2020. One of the numerous pitchers that were here back in 2020.
I've tried to forget about that entire year, to be honest, Lenny, on every level. 2-1. Weissert throws, and a swing and a foul into the mitt. It's 2-2. He's a converted catcher. Stock was at one time one of the top prospects in the sport as a catcher with the Cardinals. It did not work out here in 2020. Then he went to Asia and changed a lot of things and has thrown much harder.
Asia, Mexico. Could have been all over the world playing baseball.
World Tour. 2-2 is lined on the ground into left field. That's a base hit. Rafaela cuts it off. Coming around third is Springer. The run will score. I don't know why Cedon just threw that home, but as it is, it's 5-1 Toronto.
Jays are just finding all kinds of holes. Just missing the gloves, poking them in different little spots where the defense can't quite get to it. It's like death from 1,000 paper cuts right here.
Indeed. They just got Stock up. Otherwise, I think he'd be coming in right here. And Weissert is a super important part of this bullpen. And now 5-1. Again, this has been such a classic baseball game in some ways where little things have become big. Stock is really getting lathered up. 2 outs. Here's Nathan Lukes. The pitch way outside. The Red Sox could not turn a double play in this inning on a little ground ball to David Hamilton. Not that it was tailor-made, but still, that looms large in the inning. And 3 straight hits. Springer, Kirk, and Wagner. 1-0 to Nathan Lukes. The pitch is on the ground to second. Hammy backs up, heels on the grass, gloves, and throws to first. In time, and the inning is over, but it's a big mountain to climb for the Red Sox. We go to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time, 5-1 Jays on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Se você tem mais de 55 anos ou vive com uma deficiência, o Centro de Recursos para o Envelhecimento e Deficiência de Rhode Island, ou ADRC, é o seu ponto de apoio. Receba orientação grátis de cuidados de longo prazo, como Medicare, habitação e muito mais. Disque 401-462-4444 para falar com o ADRC ou busque RADRC online. Isso é um serviço do Escritório de Envelhecimento Saudável de Rhode Island.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Have you tried hands-free Skechers slip-ins yet? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on technology that changes how you think about shoes. First, these are not just regular slip-on shoes. They're not just a pair of loafers without laces. But what makes them different is the technology inside that lets you just step into them. There's a built-in hidden shoehorn that slides your foot in, so they look, feel, and wear just like a pair of shoes you're used to. Except you don't have to bend down, struggle to put them on, or touch them. Try them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Have you tried diets that initially work, but you find yourself right back where you started? The shame of putting it all back on? You didn't fail those other diets, they failed you. Transition Medical Weight Loss specializes in long-term sustained results. It's not about a diet that drops the weight. It's about a lifestyle that has you feeling and looking great for years to come. 600 healthy and delicious food options, custom diet and fitness plans, access to FDA weight loss medications. This is weight loss done right. TransitionSalem.com.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Tristan Casas up to the plate. He's already grounded out twice tonight.
Look at you. Baby's all grown up.
Learned everything I know from you.
That was beautiful. I'm violating another sort of unwritten rule of broadcaster no-nos here.
What, hazing?
Well, that too. But eating popcorn, which could mean you might have the whole inning.
Smells good.
Kernel down the throat. Here is Tristan Casas. It's 5-1 Blue Jays. Barrios throws, and Tristan takes strike one on the corner. That was beautiful. See? So easy. I might be in some trouble, actually. I better knock that off. Just stay glued to my seat. The 0-1 to Casas. Inside, a fastball. And it's 1-1. It will not surprise you, Lenny, that when that Netflix series, 8 episodes, drops tonight, Tristan Casas is all over it.
Not surprising.
No. One of the personalities on this club. 1-1. Pitch is foul. On the first base side, I'm really interested to see people's reaction to that series, and to Casas in particular. As we touched on earlier, there's, I think, the most sort of interesting and viral scene involves Jarren Duran when he talks about failed attempt on his own life 3 years ago, which is something Alex Cora talked at length about before the game today. The courage that it took to open up about that. The 1-2 is in the dirt. Being a pro athlete anywhere is hard. Being an athlete in Boston, even harder. Duran is a fascinating figure because even after his All-Star year and throughout all of it a season ago, I couldn't get over how often I would talk to him after a 3-hit night and he would still be hard on himself. 2-2 to Tristan Casas. The pitch is just inside. Barrios wanted it. Doesn't get the call.
Well, when you hear about that scenario, first thing you think of is thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness he's here with us, right? And a guy that just puts so much pressure on himself, and then you add the external pressure on top of that, it's very difficult to kind of put in perspective.
It is. The 3-2 is outside, ball 4. That's a good start for Casas here, and the Red Sox in the 7th. Barrios is showing up, the home plate umpire. Leadoff walk in the 7th. To be fair, I don't think Alex Tosi's having a great night behind the plate, but a good start for the Sox. But back to your point, Lenny, yes, great that he's still here, obviously. He has a complicated relationship, to say the least, with his father, who puts so much pressure on him as a kid in Southern California to become a ball player. Here's Trevor's story. The pitch is driven into left field. That's a base hit. Casas goes station to station, and here come the Red Sox, 2 on with nobody out in the 7th.
I feel like a young ball player, whether it's high school, college, minor leagues, pro ball, you're conditioned from a youngster to have your self-identity be so associated with how you're playing on the field. And it shouldn't be like that. The pressure, once you leave the field, good, bad, win, lose, you should be able, and it's not always the case, you should be able to just kind of let that go. But instead, a lot of ball players with this amount of pressure at a young age, they take it home with them. There's pressure on the field, there's pressure at home as well.
No doubt about that. Here is Wilyer Abreu, who is 0 for 2 tonight. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Jarren does not yet have a family. He lives alone in an apartment here in Boston, and he really is kind of a ballpark, apartment, hotel, airplane, baseball rat. So you don't have those outlets either. 0-1 to Wilyer. The pitch is popped into shallow left field. Coming in on it, Rodin on the run. He'll get there and make the play. Abreu thought he might dump one in, but he is the first out of the 7th.
Well, talking about the mental side of this is something that we're more open to as a society in this game of baseball. To be able to have the ability to go out and talk to someone if you're having feelings like that is something that hasn't always been like that.
Yeah, and the Red Sox are at the vanguard of that. It goes back to Brian Johnson and many others. There's an entire mental health and skills department for the Red Sox. Here's Narvaez with 2 on and 1 out. 5-1 Blue Jays in the bottom of the 7th. And again, just to underscore what Alex Cora said about Duran, he thinks the honesty there will save other people's lives. Here's the pitch to Carlos, and it is a strike on the inside corner.
Back a long time ago, 70s, 80s, prior to that, I'm sure as well. But, a lot of ball players that didn't have the outlet to talk to anybody. A lot of guys go to drugs, they go to alcohol, they go to things like that to cope with this. And having the ability to talk to someone is definitely a plus.
0-1 is high in the air into left field. Roden tracked back now in, looking up into the mist. He's there off the end of the bat. Narvaez's upset with himself there, and they're 2 away. And I think the more that people watch the show, and much the way that I have learned more and more about Duran over these last several years, you can say a lot of things about him. And of course, he had the incident yelling at the fans last season. But the one thing you will come away with, and that I certainly have, is he is invested in getting better, at being better. And he's really introspective, at times to a fault. Here's David Hamilton, 2-on-2 out. The pitch is ripped foul on the third base side. And Lenny, at the end of the day, isn't that all any of us can ask of anyone else?
Yeah, absolutely. And being able to give yourself a break when you have a bad game, right? Not to take it so hard on yourself. And that's going to allow you the next game to be able to breathe, play loose. And when he's at his best, he's breathing, he's playing loose.
0-1 to David Hamilton. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner, sinker. That was off the plate, too. Tosi is having one of the worst nights behind the plate we've seen all year.
And to go back to Duran, his post-game interviews, now looking back at it, you can tell that he was just fighting something. Anytime he made a mistake, he was really hard on himself, and he would explain that.
No doubt. 0-2 is fouled. Straight back Hamilton. Got a high fastball back to the screen. I mean, he was in the microscope. He burst onto the scene, found power and speed in the minor leagues, and then came up here to Boston and really struggled, especially defensively. Some real spotlight moments. The Raimel Tapia inside the park home run, the real incident with the fans in Kansas City. Those jump out. 0-2 to Hamilton. The pitch is in the dirt. Good take there on a slider. And it's 1-2, and he just had a hard time coping.
You have to realize that in this game, you're going to fail. You're going to do things wrong sometimes. Even when you do things right, you're going to fail in this game. It's just part of it. To being able to learn how to cope with that, turn the page as quick as possible, that's going to allow you to be a better ball player throughout the season, because it gets long.
Bernardino and stock up for the Sox. The pitch is low. What did you turn to, Lenny? How did you learn how to get over failure?
Well, first of all, I wasn't a Hall of Fame player. I figured pretty early in my big league career that this might happen once or twice, giving it up, right? But you know what? I was able to take a deep breath and separate myself from the game when I left the ballpark.
2-2 to David Hamilton. 2-on, 2 out, 5-1 Jays. The pitch is outside. A changeup. Well, that's a break for the Red Sox. Could now Casas at second, and Story at first will be off with the pitch. Hamilton has had some clutch moments for the Sox. Jimmy Garcia is warming for the Jays. Fans trying to get behind Hamilton here. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and it is check swing, strike 3 called. That was off the plate too, and Hamilton is rung up. The zone has been too big tonight. Barrios gets a big pitch in a big spot. We go to the 8th inning, 5-1 Jays in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Se você tem mais de 55 anos ou vive com uma deficiência, o Centro de Recursos para o Envelhecimento e Deficiência de Rhode Island, ou ADRC, é o seu ponto de apoio. Receba orientação grátis de cuidados de longo prazo, como Medicare, habitação e muito mais. Disque 401-462-4444 para falar com o ADRC ou busque RADRC online. Isso é um serviço do Escritório de Envelhecimento Saudável de Rhode Island.
I'm Rhett. And I'm Link. And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just 2 lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD-1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Robert Stock will make his Red Sox 2025 debut. An awful night for baseball. Blue Jays leading 5-1. It'll be Allen Roden and then Bichette and Guerrero. Jays leading by 4. Stock, a hard-throwing right-hander, former catcher. Throws and a fastball. Where did that miss? Sinker, 92 miles an hour off the plate and in for ball 1. Last year in the Mexican League, a starter, 19-6 with a 2.56 ERA. He twice shakes off Narvaez, now says yes. The 1-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Cutter. And it's 1-1. Jarren Duran will be the talk of the town today, tomorrow as the Netflix show comes out, and Jarren admits his struggles with mental health. 1-1. From the belt, Stock throws, and a high pop-up into shallow right field. It might stay on the dirt in the end. It will. The masked man, Tristan Casas, is there behind the bag to make the play one away. And Lenny, you told me off air that you can relate to that a little bit, where just like Jarren, in your childhood, a lot of your self-identity was linked to what happened between the lines.
Yeah, from a young age, talking middle school, Little League, Babe Ruth, whatever it was, into high school. You know, if I felt like I had a good game, my home life was just a little bit easier. And if I had a bad game, maybe not so much. And there's a lot of pressure and you know, my dad, God bless him, may he rest in peace, you know, he was type A, right? And if he, you know, would come home from work and had a bad day or something like that, we'd go to the batting cage. And if I would hit 2 or 3 buckets and swing the bat well, all would be right at home. It's like this undue pressure that a lot of ball players, and I've talked to multiple players that I've played with, and it was kind of the same situation. There's something to that.
No doubt about it. But Bichette is grounded out to second, so now 2 out for Vladdy Jr. I would imagine, Lenny, that because of that, you probably almost take the exact opposite approach as a dad.
Yeah, I'm as low pressure as you can get as far as sports.
Here's Vladdy, takes a pitch outside, ball 1.
And I teach pitching, and I always give my kids, my boys and girls, the opportunity. Hey, I'm going to go to the facility to teach pitching. If you want to come with me, you're more than welcome. I would love to coach you.
You're going to regret telling me that, because I'm going to send my son down to be with you more than you'd like. 1-0 with 2 down. He's starting to really get the baseball bug. The pitch is on the ground to shortstop. Story to his left. He's got it. He plants and throws to first in time, and the inning is over. Now the Red Sox have 6 outs to play with. They trail 5-1. It'll be Rafaela Duran and Devers when we return on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Protect your home with exterior portfolio vinyl siding from Riverhead Building Supply. Enjoy coastal warmth and enduring durability with Portsmouth shake and shingle siding. Use Riverhead Building Supply's visualizer tool to select the exterior portfolio siding style and color for your home. Try it today at rbscorp.com.
Mom, what happens at the end of Goldilocks?
Well, the bears were too nice to kick Goldilocks out, but they wanted her to find her own place. So they told her about Redfin.
But I thought...
Redfin updates its listings every 2 minutes and gives personalized recommendations. So Goldilocks found something that was just right for her.
And lived happily ever after?
Yep, in a cute house by the beach, with no bears.
Download the Redfin app to get started. Equal Housing Opportunity, CADRE, number 01521930.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grill it, fry it, or bake it. Tender boneless chicken on sale at Shaw's and Star Market. Value pack all natural Signature Farms boneless chicken breast or thighs, just $2.47 a pound when you use the digital coupon Limit2. Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
God bless these fans still into Sweet Caroline in an awful night for baseball. 5-1 Blue Jays in a cold mist. Cedon leads it off against Yimi Garcia. The pitch is a chopper toward third. Leaping play there by Wagner. He throws to first low, and it's past Guerrero. And Cedon is around first, heading for second. He'll stop at third as Springer gets there. Discretion, the better part of valor there. Maybe that's the spark the Red Sox need.
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for any kind of spark to go out there and help propel this team to runs. None of the seeing eye balls that the Jays offense has gotten, they're not going our ways, right? But that right there, that errant throw to first base could be the spark.
And again, it's a slick ball for everybody. Here now is Duran. I think once that really starts to spread, there have been some stories about it already written today ahead of the release of the Netflix show. I fully expect if there's a bigger crowd tomorrow, I think Jaron could feel the embrace of the Fenway fan tomorrow.
I hope so.
Here he is, and he takes a fastball high for ball one. He deserves it. Garcia has been fantastic to start the season. Loves the high fastball. He missed with that one to Duran. It is 1-0. Cedon at second. The pitch is high. That looked good, but called a ball 2-0.
I had a mentor in high school who was also a left-handed pitcher, maybe 10 years older than me. But one thing he said resonated with me was baseball is what you do. It's not who you are. So I would repeat that mantra to me, and it always helped.
I think that's something Jaron's still trying to learn. 2-0. Here's the pitch, and it is a strike on the outside corner. Fans will see, if they haven't already, that he has wrist tape on both arms. And on one side, it says bleep him. And on the other side, it says still alive. And he looks at that and thinks about it every minute he's on a big league field. 2-1 in the eighth. The pitch is high in the air into left field, drifting foul. Get over into the seats. It will slice out of play. And it's 2-2. 10 seconds, station ID, Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo has been a treat tonight. 5-1 Blue Jays, bottom eight. A rally started. A throwing error at third. It's 2-2 to Jaron Duran. Devers out on deck. Yimi Garcia is ready. He throws, and Duran takes low. And it's 3-2. Lenny, I never get tired of the fact that this ballpark takes less than any other on any night to come alive.
Oh, this is the fans are the 10th man, right? They can feel it right now. They're trying to pump energy into this Red Sox offense.
3-2. Duran takes the ball inside ball four. A little bat flip for Jaron. And the Red Sox have 2 on to begin the eighth.
That's exactly what you need right there. Having a good eye, knowing the strike zone. Let these pitchers that are especially coming into the game right now, might be a little bit cooler, go out there and throw balls. If you're not going to give anything to hit, then why swing at it?
Yeah, again, hard to grip it. There's pressure now. You see everybody's breath in the air as they exhale. Against Garcia, Devers is 1 for 5. Tonight, Rafi is 0 for 3, but red hot at the plate. 2 on, none out. The pitch is low. Slider, and it's 1-0.
You've been sitting in the bullpen for 7 innings, sitting down.
And he doesn't even have a bonfire out there.
Got to get on that. Let's go.
I don't know how the Red Sox would feel about that. 1-0 to Rafi, the pitch. Inside in the dirty, spike to change up, throw to second. No point in that. Cedon, good read, slides back to the bag, and it's now 2-0. Lenny, Devers has been so hot, but he should be patient here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't go outside the strike zone. If he walks right here, you've got bases loaded. Let the offense do its thing. You don't want to press. It will happen if you're patient right here.
Alex Bregman is out on deck. 2-0 to Devers. The pitch is swung on and drilled into center field. Over to his left. Lukes slides and makes the play. He took a hit away from Devers. That was a little bit off the end of the bat for Raffy, not squared up all the way. And Lukes made a great play, sliding on the turf for a big first out.
He put a good swing on it. It was a good pitch to hit. Just unfortunate he was in the vicinity of the center fielder right there.
So here now, Bregman will not come up as the tying run. Tristan Casas comes out as that. Bregman popped out in the first, fly to center in the second in a big spot, and then singled to left and was caught at second trying to stretch it to a double. Here's the pitch to him, and he takes a strike right there. 0-1. He is 1 for 4 with a strikeout against this pitcher, Garcia.
I'm looking at that gap between the left fielder and the wall, the little corner over there.
No doubt. They play him toward the gap. The 0-1 is high with a fastball. I guess the spray chart must say that Bregman, when he pulls the ball on the left side, is more inclined to go to the gap, but we've seen him yank him down the line here.
Yeah, he's just a pull hitter. Uses his wall to his advantage. That's why he's been so good at Fenway Park.
And you got speed at first. Deluxe in Duran. 1-1. The pitch is high in the air into shallow left field. Roden coming on, and he will get there to make the play. Bregman might have even broken his bat there in on the hands. So after 2 on, none out, they're still at first and second with 2 down.
Just made a good pitch off the hands right there.
So now here's Tristan. A great spot for a big bolt here. Casas is 0 for 2 with a walk. Has had 1 homer so far this season. Got the mask under his chin, all around his ears. The pitch is fouled on the third base side. Curveball just enough down and away from Casas, and it's 0-1. Stay tuned after the game for the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line. It'll do just that. 0-1. The pitch is low. Curveball, and it's 1-1. You'll see Casas at the nail salon in the Netflix series. See him sunning himself, talking to himself constantly in the batter's box.
Bright red today.
I said to him the other day, we were in Baltimore, well, how'd you pick the red today? He goes, it's one of our team colors. Really? 1-1 to Tristan. The pitch is high in the air into right field. Yanking toward the seats. Will it get out of play? Over by the tarp. It does get into the stands. Sounded like it was way out off the end of the bat for Tristan, and it's 1-2.
He's really going to start to come alive once the sun comes out here up here in New England.
You wonder if he has like a tanning bed.
He has to, right? Where's he getting his vitamin D?
He talks so openly about that. He says no caffeine, no alcohol, no nothing. He gets his energy from the earth.
All right. That was from Superman 4, I think, right? The nuclear man or whatever.
That is not in my wheelhouse at all.
Look it up.
1-2 to Casas. The pitch. Driving deep into left field. Back at the track. At the wall. It's off the green. Coming home to score, Cedon. Jaron is around to third. He's held there. Wide throw. And Casas goes the other way. The Sox are back within 3. It's 5-2. And the tying run will come up in Trevor's Story.
We talked earlier in one of his at-bats where he grounded out how his barrel was just a little bit ahead on the outer third. This one's outer third as well, but he sees it a little bit deeper and uses the wall to his advantage. That's a fastball. Let it get deep. Just take the barrel to the baseball. Not trying to do too much. The wall is your friend.
Wow, that was sort of a Superman swing there for Casas. I don't know about anything else you were talking about, but here comes Story. But first, Pete Walker to the mound.
So, yeah, you want to get into Superman?
Let's go.
The villain is a guy that gets all his energy from the sun, right? I'm not sure if he has red fingernail color or not, but he could possibly have it. I'm not 100% sure.
And does he have kryptonite?
That is his kryptonite. When the sun goes away, he kind of just falls asleep, basically. It's not the best plot, to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's pretty impressive. It's not sunny at all here in Boston, and Casas finds a way. He's over there at first talking to Ramon Vasquez. He'll stay in the game to run. And here comes Trevor's Story as the tying run. Trevor ripped a hit into left his last time. Something to think about here with a slick baseball. Garcia has spiked a few, and with Duran's speed over there at third, I think he'll try to be very aggressive coming down the line.
Yeah, that secondary lead, once he knows he's going home, is going to be very important.
5-2 the score. The third baseman, Wagner, way back in the back, so Jaron can get a big lead. The pitch is inside. Curveball, and that's when you know Trevor's going well. He took a close pitch there for ball one.
Strike zone awareness, making sure you're getting a good pitch to hit. It's the key for any hitter. It's the number one rule of hitting right there. Get a good pitch to hit.
They lead at the corners. They think he balked right there to Duran and Kyle Hudson. No call. 1-0 is a strike on the inside corner. Kyle Hudson cannot believe it. He's talking to Andy Fletcher. They thought that Yimi Garcia flinched on the mound. Sox dugout all over the umpires here. 1-1 to Trevor. Here's the pitch. It is inside, almost hit him. Sweeper. And it is 2-1. Lou Gehrig, a.k.a. Wilyer Abreu, is out on deck.
Get it to Lou.
Story hit a 3-run homer Friday here at Fenway. One right here would tie the game. 2-1 in the rain at Fenway. Here's the pitch. It is outside, a yanked fastball. And it is 3-1.
He's not comfortable out there. You can tell he's not feeling the baseball. When it's cold like this, it feels like you're throwing a cue ball.
Nick Sandlin, the right-hander's up in the bullpen. 3-1 to Story. 2 down in the 8th. 5-2 Jays. And Garcia, again, to your point, steps off. You would think Story can sense that. Fine line between aggression and patience here. 3-1 to Story. From the belt, Garcia throws. Trevor swings and fouls a fastball back. That's 94 miles an hour right there, and it's 3-2.
Center cut fastball. If you're looking for a good pitch to hit, that was it right there. Just missed it.
Well, how about Story against Garcia? You can understand he's nervous. 4 for 6 with 2 doubles and a homer.
You know that's in the back of Garcia's mind as well. You don't forget those things.
Trevor takes a deep breath, calls for time. 3-2 to Story. Casas will take off at first. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and fouled back. He chased one there. And a 2-strike count, an elevated fastball. But that just goes to show Story is comfortable against this pitcher.
That's a pitch where you're just trying to stay alive. You know, you're just fouling the ball back, making sure you're getting a little bit of contact, stay alive and see another pitch. You don't want to leave it in the hands of the umpire.
And Story, I think very smartly there, said, hey, he's not looking me in the eye. And so Alex Tosi says, step off. 3-2. Duran at third, Casas at first. The pitch to Story is a strike at the bottom of the zone, and the inning is over. Story appeared to be looking for something else. That was a center cut fastball, and the inning is over. The Red Sox do get a run, but they leave 2. To the 9th we go. 5-2 Blue Jays in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Chris Scheim, and exactly 1 year ago this week, I hit a pretty cool milestone. I was officially down my first 30 pounds with Awaken 180. No big deal, just casually dropping weight like everybody drops excuses when I beat them in fantasy football. And you know what? That was just the beginning. I kept going, and I lost 45 pounds total. It was easy as all the other guys said it would be. A year later, the weight's still gone. I'm feeling great. I'm ready for the warmer weather and soon swimsuit season. Honestly, Awaken 180 was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Have questions? Ask me, Bradfo, Andy Hart, Ted Johnson, or any of the other 25,000 Awaken 180 clients who lost their weight without medications. The program works. It's easy, and as you already know, you'll receive free support for life. Do what we all did and choose the solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Town Fair Tire sells all the name brand tires, and we sell them all at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, because Town Fair Tire also gives you more free services than all the other tire dealers, nobody beats Town Fair Tire.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Robert Stock continues in the game. Here's Santander, who takes a sinking fastball on the corner for strike one. Will Fleming and Lenny DiNardo. I'm learning all things superheroes tonight. 5-2 Blue Jays. Hot shot down the right field line, but foul. That was trouble. Santander wants him to challenge. I mean, that easily hit outside the line. And it's 0-2.
Is my nerd showing right now?
For whatever reason, I mean, look, you're the guy who played Major League Baseball, 10 times the athlete I ever was, but I just never got into superhero stuff. Now they're going to challenge. And actually, I'm sorry. I apologize to Santander. Lenny, that hit the line. I mean, that's a fair ball, and now the umpires are going to have to review this and place the runner, and I would imagine they'll put Santander at second base. I mean, that got a lot of chalk back of the bag, and this is going to go the way of the Blue Jays, I'm almost certain. You can review plays, fair, foul, once they get past the bags in the air, and I mean, this to me seems pretty cut and dry. That absolutely hit on the line.
Oh, yeah, look at the chalk fly. Yeah, they're going to put him in second base.
I would think so. And this should not take any time at all, unlike all the reviews that ruin the end of these college basketball games. I mean, this to me is as easy as they come. Ron Culpa is listening to New York. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. We have a fair ball. The batter will be placed at first base.
Ooh. All right, so that's a break for the Red Sox. I guess they thought maybe that it could have clanged off the tarp and Abreu would have been there. Santander not the fastest runner. He's pointing to the dugout. A little Carlton Fisk move there from Santander.
Now, if you're Stock, you just got to go out there and get a ground ball right here. Make a good pitch.
Here's Andres Jimenez. You think you're a nerd with Superman. Wait till we do some magic tricks between top and bottom of the ninth inning as Jimenez takes a sinker outside for ball one. Doug Lane has gotten me into card tricks and magic. He's now shuffling with one hand for Lenny.
I'm amazed already. He hasn't even done the trick.
No, it's crazy. 1-0. Bregman into third. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. He showed me a couple of these things in spring training, Lenny, and I got the bug. So now I try to do them whenever I can. It's a really great way to sort of spend time before games. The 1-1 high in the air into center field. Cedon is in front of the warning track. He's there to make the play, and there's one down in this ninth inning. I had Jim Palmer confused the other day. That was fun.
Wow. He had a lot of people confused in his career.
He did.
Paybacks.
And he remembers every single pitch of every time he confused anybody ever, and he'll tell you about it.
I hear that.
He's unbelievable. It's one of those crazy things. Grew up in the Northern Virginia, D.C. area. The Orioles were our team. The pitch to George Springer is a strike on the outside corner, and I'd go to Camden Yards. We loved Cal Ripken, and Palmer was on the TV at that time. John Miller was on the radio. So now John is the radio partner for my brother in San Francisco, as the 0-1 pitch to Springer is a little bit inside, and Palmer is now a friend of mine. It's just wild.
That's incredible. Well, X the type of guy that can remember everything too.
Oh, no doubt.
When you're that good, it's a lot of things to remember.
And those two guys are inner circle Hall of Famers. The 1-1 misses inside, and it's 2-1. I was talking to Palmer about that because when Joe went into the Hall of Fame last summer, I was so honored to go up to Cooperstown and spend time with him. And there were so many pinch-yourself moments at the Otasaga Hotel where you're just literally in a room with everyone you've grown up looking at. Here's a ground ball off of Stock. It caroms to first. Casas will have no chance. And it's a bad break for the Red Sox. Springer has his fourth hit of the night, and the Blue Jays have 2 on with 1 out.
How many balls have we seen like that tonight? Just
crazy.
Off the leg, in the hole, away from the glove, 2 inches. So many plays like that. Not a lot of hard hit contact from this Jays lineup. They're just, again, paper cuts.
Last summer in Cooperstown, Eck kept telling me that when he went into the Hall of Fame, one thing that stunned him after his great career is that the guys who kind of held court there, whether it's the Whitey Fords of the world and others, made him feel like even once he got in, he had to prove to them that he was worthy. 2 on with 1 out, which is just nuts. The pitch is a soft ground ball foul off of Kirk's foot for strike 1.
And how do you go about that? Do you have to list your stats? I mean, this is what I did.
I think it was like a lot of things. You talked about it. The rookie mentality nowadays is so much easier in clubhouses, and that pervaded in baseball and even into the Hall of Fame, where it's like, well, we went through this, so you will too.
I can't imagine how it was back then, back in the 50s or 60s.
Kirk is feeling it a little bit after a foul ball off his front foot. And I asked Palmer whether or not he felt that. He said, no, not really. But then again, I think, Jim Palmer oozed charisma. Not that Eck didn't, because he always has and always will. But there was a certain, I think Jim is a little bit more self-confident in an outward way than Eck is.
Sure.
And I don't know whether that, helped the vet Hall of Famers react a little differently.
Yeah, I mean, I could see, those guys back in the day, there's a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, too, when it comes to the type of game that we're playing right now. If you listen to some of the old guys, the money's different, the travel's different. Those guys had jobs in the offseason.
No doubt. The philosophies are different.
Absolutely.
We heard some of that at a Red Sox camp, old-timers and coaches kind of clashing about ideas about how to pitch and how to hit. The game attendance report tonight brought to you by Crispy Crunchy Chicken. Craving some crunch? Get fresh hand-breaded chicken tenders or crispy chicken sandwich spiced just right here in the ballpark. I mean, the thing that Palmer and Eckersley have in common is that I could sit down and talk to both of them for 5 hours and not move and really not say a word and be enthralled the whole time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
2 on 1 out in the 9th inning. 5-2 Blue Jays. Stock at the belt. He throws. And a line drive to second, caught by Hamilton, but no chance for a double play. Springer was way off the bag because Kasevich was behind him at first. That one hit right on the button. It's been pretty loud against Stock here, but 2 down with 2 on. Now, once the Red Sox leaned on Criswell last night for 3 innings, you knew they would need some help. Michael Fulmer started a couple days ago, so he was not the choice. They, by the way, traded Quinn Priester today to Milwaukee. I think a very savvy move by Craig Breslow. Is a strike, no, a ball. A little bit up to Will Wagner, 1-0 with 2 down in the 9th. They got a highly regarded 19-year-old outfield prospect from the Brewers and 33rd pick.
Shows you how deep they are. Is with the starting pitch, and whether it's in the big leagues or the AAA level.
1-0 is outside. The Brewers were desperate. Nestor Cortez is now hurt. That would have been an unfathomable move, Lenny, a year ago.
No, think about where we were. Now, I mean, just the depth, the options that you have here, AAA level, lower minor leagues. You've got guys ready to go.
Luxury indeed. The 2-0 is dropped by Narvaez, but it was a strike on the outside corner. There's very little speed on the bases. Santander looks like a veteran in the cold there. He was hobbled. He might have pulled something on the secondary lead. He might have even twisted his ankle.
It's like trying to stretch his left ankle right now, favoring it a little bit.
I mean, this is one of those times in a baseball season where, everybody's so hyper-focused on every game. Health is so important right now. 2-1. The pitch is swung on a miss. Good cutter. And it's 2-2. Like if you asked Alex Cora right now, he'd say, my most important concern right now is, can we get out of this week healthy?
That's it. This weather right now is not conducive to baseball at all.
2-2 to Wagner. The pitch is high with a fastball. And we saw Hamilton sort of apparently tweak his left hamstring. He hurt his hand sliding. Wong took that foul off his hand. He's out of the game. 3-2, 2 on. They'll be off with a pitch with 2 outs. Stock sets for a long while, and he throws, and he misses inside. A cutter. And that is ball 4. Well, it has not been smooth sailing for Robert Stock out of the bullpen.
At this point, your main goal is to go out there and pump strikes. You don't want to walk guys. You don't want to throw outside the strike zone. Let the defense take care of it. Let your movement, your deception take over.
So here now is Nathan Lukes trying to put this game away for the Blue Jays. They lead 5-2, bases loaded, 2 down in the 9th. Stock trying to keep it right here. He throws, and a swing and a miss. Foul tip into the mitt. That at bat from Story so key for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th inning, because Bernardino was up in the bullpen. I think had Trevor delivered in any way, we would have seen Bernie here, but instead it's Stock in a major jam. 0-1 the pitch inside. Cutter. He did not go, and it's 1-1.
Very important count, 1-1. You go 2-1, batting averages are extremely high. 1-2, they're extremely low. So trying to convert this to 1-2. Again, you're pitching to contact. Let the ball get on the ground. Let the defense take care of it.
It is the biggest swing pitch in the sport. 1-1. Stock will step off. He keeps shaking Narvaez off. I mean, look, they've not worked together all that much. Stock, a former catcher, certainly has his own ideas about what to do here. 1-1. Pitch is swung on and missed. Really good changeup. He knew what he was doing there, and it's 1-2.
Wasn't a ton of movement on that pitch, but the difference in speed was pretty nice. I mean, swing and miss. His barrel was way out in front of that pitch. Turns it over. It looks like a globe spinning toward home plate. He's really using that pronation to be effective with that pitch.
1-2 inside. He's missed a lot on the sort of glove side inside to the left-handed hitter, but maybe that's a purpose pitch way in to set up another changeup here. Base is loaded. 5-2 Blue Jays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He says yes after 2 shakes no. Here's the pitch, and it is looped into shallow center field. Hamilton back. He can't get it. That's in there for a hit. 2 more Blue Jays runs will score. Throw to third. Tag is in time. I do think Springer touched the plate before the out at third. No, he didn't. So the Blue Jays, I think, want to look at this. I thought for sure Springer was on the plate before the tag was applied at third. It's either 7-2 or 6-2. John Schneider cannot believe it, and he's going to ask the umpires to look.
Well, that hit, first of all, just been the way the Red Sox have been going today. Kind of a bloop single right there.
And it's really hard to sync up the replay. I don't think that's
Toronto's
particularly
challenging the
close.
out call third base, and the time play at home.
So they're going to, I really appreciate the umpires trying to communicate more on the headset. He was out at third, but the question is, did the run score before the out was made at third? Like, I don't think they have a case to make that the slide at third was safe, but the question is, did Springer touch the plate before the tag was applied?
It's hard to tell, but to go to your point about the umpires, this is what other sports have been doing really, really well for years. NFL is a prime example, communicating with the fans to let them know what's going on.
Well, now watching the replay, Bregman had a long way to go with the tag, and I think he was out on the backside before the spikes hit the bag. Certainly not enough to overturn that, I don't think. And then the people in New York will turn their attention to what happened at the plate and sync those plays up. So this is one of those reviews that could take a long while. That was not that easy a tag by Bregman in the end. He really had to move the glove a lot to the leg of
Yeah, he kind of had to go get that. Abreu's throw from right field the other day, that was a perfect strike right on the money. You don't have to go anywhere. Just let the ball kind of travel into the glove to force the tag.
Now they're going to come chat things over with Alex Cora about the parts of this challenge. I think that if I'm the Red Sox, I'm more concerned about whether or not Springer touched home plate than the play at third. And we've not yet seen that syncing of those 2 plays. Rod Culpa has got the earpiece in, listening to the folks in New York. Again, the call at third was out.
There's no denying that he was out. I mean, you look at the replay, it's pretty cut and dry that the tag was laid before the foot hit the bag.
So now they're trying to look at whether Springer got home before. They've not showed us that in ballpark or on the telecast, but either way, the Blue Jays have at least a 4-run lead. Of course, it could continue here in the top of the 9th if the runner at third is safe, which we don't think he was. It's another spot for the Blue Jays. They've already won 1 challenge tonight. There's 0 downside in doing this here. And here we go.
After review, the call in the field at third base stands. The runner's out. The call at home plate says no run scores. Toronto loses their challenge.
All right, so they uphold that. That's amazing to me, Lenny. I thought for sure Springer got in there in time, but the Red Sox will stay within 4. So a chance still for one swing in the bottom of the ninth. They're going to do a light show here at Fenway. 6-2 Blue Jays. Bottom 9 next on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Saraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Saraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the following Cars Dealer of the Year recipients. Audi Burlington, Herb Chambers Infiniti of Westboro, Herb Chambers Lincoln of Norwood, Flagship Motor Cars of Linfield, Porsche Burlington, and Herb Chambers Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Fiat of Millbury. The Herb Chambers team is proud to be recognized for our legendary customer service. Thank you.
Helmets keep kids safe on their bikes. Seatbelts keep them safe in the car. But when it comes to technology, what's keeping them safe from the mental and physical harms of the online world, like cyberbullies, predators, or digital depression and doom scrolling? Aura AI's powered family safety app gives parents the tools to do just that. It offers a deep, personalized understanding of your child's online world and gives tailored recommendations on how to keep them healthy, happy, and safe. Go to aura.com/radio to try for free. Aura is the official family online safety partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Come visit CCL Homescape Showroom in Abington this year to experience our state-of-the-art kitchen showroom. At CCL Homescapes, our design team listens, understands your family's needs, and stays on the pulse of trends. We work with you to create a beautiful and efficient space that your family will enjoy for years to come. Our showroom is open 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. Go to cclco.com to learn more about how we can create the kitchen of your dreams. cclco.com.
Art Fitzy and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Jeff Hoffman is on for the Blue Jays in a 6-2 ball game, bottom 9. Wilyer Abreu's 0 for 3 tonight. Digs in. He drives the first pitch high and foul on the third base side and out of play. I mean, the Blue Jays just got swept in New York by the New York Mets, so they're going to go to their closer in a 4-run game. He was up and hot anyway. But in a way, in a 4-game series, this can be a minor sort of silver lining victory to see the closer with a 4-run deficit. Miles Straw is the new center fielder, the 0-1. Outside to Abreu, a splitter, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, if he's loose in the bullpen, get him in there. Like you said, they just lost 3 in a row to the Mets. You want to go out there and take game 1 if you're the Jays to set the tone. Don't want to leave anything to chance, especially against this Red Sox lineup. We've seen what they can do.
No doubt about it. It is a ball outside to Abreu. Hoffman was an all-star a year ago with the Philadelphia Phillies, and they did not show a lot of interest in retaining him. Signed a 3-year deal this offseason with the Jays. Their bullpen has been a huge problem a couple years in a row. 2-1 is skied down the left field line and foul. Out of play, and it's 2-2.
This is the part of the lineup you don't want Abreu getting on if you're the Jays. He's a spark plug. We've seen it throughout this season so far.
Narvaez is out on deck. The Red Sox will not, under any circumstances, pinch hit for him because Wong is already out of the game. You do have Ref Snyder and Romy on the bench, along with Christian Campbell, who we might see in this inning if things get fun. 2-2. Hoffman sets, he throws, and Wilyer swings and misses. He strikes out 96 miles an hour, and there's one away.
Yeah, it's a real deal fastball right there. 96 right on the black.
I mean, this Red Sox club has shown so much fight and grit in this season, but you'd be hard-pressed to blame them for wanting to get into the clubhouse and dive into a hot tub tonight. It's been such a long weekend. Here's Narvaez. The pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. Stay tuned for the Nissan post-game show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full lineup. Put goosebumps on your goosebumps.
I played with a guy that used to forego showers and jump in the hot tub. The old water. Hop out, dry off, and go home. I'm not naming names.
I was going to say, we need to know who that is. A fastball misses outside to Narvaez. It's 1-1.
Talk about a double take. Like you're in the training room getting ice, and the guy hops in, hops out,
Adios.
takes it to the house.
1-1, chemicals and all go home. Soft ground ball toward third. Coming in is Wagner. Glove sidearm throw low to first. Nice pick there by Vladdy. Yeah, they're 2 away.
It's a really good job getting to that ball, getting that hop, but even better, getting rid of the baseball. Really, really short arm throw. If he had a long arm at all, he was going to be safe.
And he had to get that thing over to first. So the Red Sox are down to their final out. 6-2 the score in the ninth on an absolutely miserable night at Fenway. Here's David Hamilton, who might have been part of the biggest turning point in this game. 2 down, he pops it up on the infield. This should do it. The shortstop Bichette out into left field to be called out by Rodin, who's there to make the play, and the ball game is over. The Red Sox winning streak is over. Toronto wins on a dreary night at Fenway. Final score 6-2 Jays. Nissan postgame show next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just 2 lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD-1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sitting in the driver's seat of the all-new Nissan Kicks is like the best seat in the house. You're in the action. And with the all-new Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive, you can go find the best views. And with the 10-speaker Bose Personal Plus audio system, you can hear everything. Your new wheels await. Reimagine your ride with the reimagined all-new Nissan Kicks.
Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting manufacturer-suggested retail price under $30,000. Available on Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer-suggested retail price, MSRP, for base models. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Finding out that your bank's been acquired can be unsettling. Northern Bank has been privately owned and financially sound since 1960. If you're a small business looking to make a change, come see Northern Bank. Visit nbtc.com or stop into a branch today. Northern Bank, member FDIC.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Sitting in the driver's seat of the all-new Nissan Kicks is like the best seat in the house. You're in the action. And with the all-new Nissan Kicks all-wheel drive, you can go find the best views. And with the 10-speaker Bose Personal Plus audio system, you can hear everything. Your new wheels await. Reimagine your ride with the reimagined all-new Nissan Kicks.
Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting manufacturer-suggested retail price under $30,000. Available on Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer-suggested retail price, MSRP, for base models. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Moms, dads, are you the parent of a student athlete? Do you want to know how to get the most out of youth sports? If so, listen to the Next Pitch podcast to give you the tools to raise an aspiring athlete. It's not simple, but we talk straight and give you the best insight there is when it comes to youth sports. We'll cover everything from nutrition and training to mental toughness and teamwork. It's a podcast you can listen to together with your kids so everyone can benefit. Follow Next Pitch on the Odyssey app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. This is the Nissan postgame show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
6-2, the Blue Jays snap the Red Sox winning streak in 2 hours and 54 minutes in front of 25,788 brave souls here at Fenway Park tonight. 13 hits for the Jays, only 5 for the Red Sox. Richard Fitz gets the loss, Barrios the win. Richard's 0-2. You're listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. You deserve a car that thrills you. And Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. The Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Tonight's Sox pitchers struck out 5, 4 for Fitz and 1 for Weissert. That means another $250 donated to the Jimmy Fund. Arbella is here for the Jimmy Fund and here for good. Red Sox did not leave the yard tonight. They'd been on a home run binge, but no bombs tonight. Every 4-bagger the Red Sox hit this season, though, the Red Sox Radio Network donates $40 to Cars for Kids. We're making our donation. You should, too. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go to carsforkids.com to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K. On the Subaru of New England's scoreboard, the Red Sox will not lose any ground in the AL East. The Yankees lost in Detroit by the final score of 6-2. Limited slate on a Monday in Big League Baseball. Reds just underway in San Francisco. Mets leading the Marlins 2-0 in the ninth, and the Cubs all over the Rangers 7-0 in the bottom of the eighth. The Subaru of New England all-wheel drive away event is going on now. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. I really think the pickoff play at second base when they nab David Hamilton is the McFarland Energy play of the game. Upgrade your air conditioning system before the summer rush at McFarlandEnergy.com. It was a slick track. It looked like Hamilton had really just kind of strained something on his lower half, and his mind was probably there. That was a huge turning point for Barrios and the Blue Jays. We'll step aside, get you set for the second half of the national championship game in college basketball. At the moment, Houston leads by 3 at the half, 31-28. 6-2, the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox in the opener of this 4-game series. More on the Nissan Postgame Show next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Squadron Commander.
Outbound for check.
Plus soccer coach.
Bring it in, team.
Submarine Hunter.
Contact acquired.
And Big Sky Hunter.
See the Big Dipper?
Navy health benefits.
Open wide for me.
Plus some everyday perks.
Hey, buddy. I'm home early.
Never missing out.
Booyah!
Never missing out.
Happy birthday to
America's
you.
Navy Reserve. It's everything you love about the Navy, plus everything else you just love. Learn more at NavyReserve.com.
Lowe's is the destination for Ego outdoor power equipment this spring. See what's new and exclusive, like the 17-inch string trimmer with Line IQ technology that auto-feeds to save you time, and the 22-inch Select Cut self-propelled mowers with a multi-blade system for precise cutting. Shop Ego Days, happening now during Spring Fest at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Listen up, fellow Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. Let's do it again and get vaccinated, because we're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com and schedule a vaccine today. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Do you suffer from projectile dysfunction? That's when there's something stuck in your drains and pipes causing a backup. It can happen to the best of us, and Drains by James can get you unclogged and feeling free again. Projectile dysfunction can be serious if not treated right away. It will impact things at home, and you'll wonder why you didn't take care of it sooner. Go to DrainsByJames.com. Drains by James. They give a poop about your pipes.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on two wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
Do you know what really went down the night John Belushi died? Or about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's snatch and grab gang in The Rock's nearly 10 arrests? These stories and more are told in the new podcast, Hollywoodland, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Hollywoodland is hosted by me, Jake Brennan, creator of the award-winning music and true crime podcast, Disgraceland. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
Arcan Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Well, the Red Sox see their winning streak come to an end. That's the bad news. The good news is that Garrett Crochet is on the mound tomorrow. He's been dominant in his couple starts with the Red Sox, especially his most recent one, and he will be on the mound tomorrow here at 6:45 against Easton Lucas for the Toronto Blue Jays. That means you can tune into the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show tomorrow at 5:45. Can I just say to the Red Sox, these early start times are a beautiful thing. In April and May, it's 9:50 after a nearly 3-hour game, and everybody can get home a little bit earlier. Much, much appreciated. 6-2 the final score. Sox fall to the Jays. For Joe Braverman back at the EEI flagship, he's the executive producer, Red Sox Baseball on the radio, and Doug Lane, king of all things here at Fenway Park. Lenny DiNardo, great in his debut. I'm Will Fleming saying so long from Fenway Park. 6-2 Blue Jays. Excited to talk to you tomorrow right here on the Red Sox Radio Network.
You have been listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. You have been listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. There's a lot to love about the trusted 2025 Subaru Forester. Find yours at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
And it's gone!
Buy Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Swing and a miss. He got him.
DigSafe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. CCLCO.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premier retirement planning specialist.
This ball is crushed and it is gone.
Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Grand slam home run.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth. And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
At the wall, gone.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico.
April 2nd, 2007. The national title game between top-seeded Ohio State and the defending champion Florida Gators. Billy Donovan's starting five had stayed in school for a chance at repeating. When 4 Florida players scored in double digits and they held the Buckeyes to a dismal 4 of 23 shooting from beyond the arc, their mission was accomplished.
We're down to 3, we're down to 2, we're down to 1. That's it. We've said it before and we'll say it again. The Gators are national champions. For the second consecutive season, the University of Florida has won the national championship in college basketball. Just the second team to repeat in the last 34 years.
Joining the 1991-92 Duke Blue Devils as the only teams to accomplish the feat since John Wooden's UCLA Bruins back in the 70s. With another great moment in tournament history, I'm Kevin Kugler.
Gators looking for their third national championship. Houston their first, as we welcome you back courtside in San Antonio, where the Houston Cougars lead the Florida Gators 31-28. Let's check the halftime stats, sponsored by Barbasol. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol shaving cream. For whatever your day brings, choose Barbasol. It's a can of can-do. Will Richard had 14 of the Gators' total 18 points over the last 9:32 of the first half. Richard with 14, 6 for Condon, 2 for Chinyelu, Martin, Hanlogton, and Hauk. You didn't hear the name Walter Clayton Jr. That's because he has not scored. 0 for 4 from the floor. Just the second time this year that Walter Clayton Jr. had a scoreless first half. The other time was January 7th when they beat Tennessee 73-43. He ended up with 7 in that game. Houston is 28-3 this year when leading at the half, led by 7 from Malik Wilson and 6 from Javier Francis off the bench. Those are not necessarily the names you expected to hear leading Houston at halftime. Time now to connect with our analysts for the second half keys, sponsored by Wago. Trust your game, trust your wiring with Wago electrical connectors. Gear up at wago.com/hoops for your next electrical project. Robert, what do you see for the second half?
Well, for Houston, coming off a game against Duke where they knocked down 10 threes, they are 2 of